Come on now. You did it. Back that ass up. Back that ass up. Back that body up. Okay. I said you paid for dinner, and that's fine now. I forget the past, cause you looking good. I said you paid for dinner, and now we're going home. I said I'm feeling on it, you feeling on it too. You got it? Yeah. Electricity when we put it go, baby. There was electricity about. There was electricity in the air when you walked in. There was electricity when you walked in. There was electricity when you walked in. There was electricity. I feel it.
Thought we'd try a new starting, well, an old starting screen kind of. Hello, I'm here. Hello, Shalashaska. Hello, Cookie. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Hello, Ulu. Nice to see you. But yeah. So, thank you. Yeah, I thought we'd have this new jam starting, and I have a new an old intro. Not scared the shit out of me. So yeah, I think it looks cooler. I mean, it's more high energy. You know what? We're gonna be more high energy too. Doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing alright. I mean, I had a really nice rest, you know, so and I'm really glad to be back. Like, I missed the shit out of you guys, and like, I think like I need to be streaming all the time. I think it just makes me a little bit more sane or more insane. I don't know how to think about it. Maybe it makes me more insane? I don't know. But anyways, I'm back, dude. There was electricity. Yeah, there was. No sanity here? There's plenty of sanity here, dude. But anyways, I'm back, man. Also, I've been messing with my mic settings. I'm not sure if I want to change it though, because like, okay, guys, you guys know I'm stupid, right? So I didn't even know that there was software for this thingy. I've been messing with the software, and apparently I sound kind of nasally. But I could change it, and I could see what you guys think, but I don't know. Maybe we like this raspy, nasally sound, you know? I just kind of grown on it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Yeah, it depends if I feel like changing. But yeah, I think the new settings make me sound a lot clearer. But I don't know. I kind of gotten used to sounding nasally. Maybe it's just peak Spindra when I'm kind of nasally, you know what I mean? Electricity! Yeah, but yeah. I'm excited, dude. I had too long of a break, I'm not gonna lie. Oh god. It was ooh this time. I didn't expect it from you. And I guess we're spinning the wheel. I wonder if Fimo will ever let you I don't know. I would love to be able to donate my super chats if I had them, but that's the one metric I haven't reached is the watch time hours. I need to get to 3,000. I have like 1,000. I have like 1,000, a little bit over 1,000 actually, but it's, you know. Anyways, let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we get. Come on, no whammies, dude. I'm back, dude. I'm back, baby. Hell yeah, thank you for my headband. Oh yeah, is that throwing? Oh, control. What's up, dude? What do you guys mean, peace from the not? You know what? So what do you guys think? Should I just stay the same? Or was there an echo? Did you guys hear an echo? What the hell was it? But anyways, should I stay the same or should I show you guys the new settings? I don't know, man. I kind of like being nasally in Spindra. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Control Z? You just sneezed 4 times? Hell yeah, dude. Hey, yes. Hi. So is this better or is this worse? I think I'm a little bit clearer, but I don't know if this is normal or not. I'm kind of like the lazy, the nasally. I miss sounding nasally, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is the Spindra Popaly sound that we want. It's up to you guys. I don't know. Nah, I think I like nasally better. Nah, I just adjusted microphone, dude. But we like the old school me, right? This is where I belong. Nasal is a win. Yeah, this is better. I admit it. It's just like changing the pitch, and I didn't know that there was software for this microphone. Nasally is cute. Hell yeah, dude. But anyways, yeah, dude. More proof that VTuber. Aw. Yeah, dude, it's true. Including Chando, man. Have you seen Chando? Chando's a 6'8" man. I hate to break it to you guys. Watch. I hate to do this to you guys. Oh, god damn it, I activated my thingy solo. See if I can find that clip. It's true and real though. Oh, god damn it, really? Okay, Fallen Shadow then. I don't think it's... I can't... I guess I can't find it. But anyways, it's a funny clip that I've seen, and it's true. She's a 6'8" man. 6'8" man, dude. It's true, dude. Well, you got to the bottom of it, man. Anyways, let me get my music back. Anyways, today we're gonna be... How am I doing? I'm doing good. Hello, Mr. Bob. Today we're covering, freaking, Dude, what the fuck are we doing? Oh yeah, we're doing, fucking JoJo memes and JoJo lore. Why is he VTubing instead of playing basketball? Yeah, true and real, dude. No one knows, man. No one knows about Fallen Shadow, man. It's just the way it is. And hello, Red Roomy, dude. I see you there. Holy crap, you guys have neat little taggy thingies. Some of you guys have been following me for a long time. Goddamn, it's like gonna be a year. It's gonna be a year for some of you. Holy shit, dude. And we've been growing. We're almost at 500 finally. Like Cookie edited one clip, or he didn't edit, he just made a clip and uploaded, and it gained us like 50 new followers on Twitch. And, well, there's another one, Mr. Bob. Hell yeah, dude. Hello, Spicy Calamari. Are you guys, like, into JoJo? Because, thank you for my headbat, by the way. I really, ow. Pleasure comes with punishment most of the time, as they say. But anyways, I watched 4 out of all of seasons, and I think I'm pretty versed in the JoJo verse now. Part 2 and 5 are your faves. I've only seen 1 through 4. I can't wait to watch 5. I just haven't had time to watch it. God damn, there's a goddamn gnat attacking my fucking mouse. It's trying to get in my freaking mouth hole, dude. But by the way, speaking of mouth hole, if you guys like delicious all American USDA inspected and all that good stuff, actually I can't actually claim that. I'm pretty sure it's USDA inspected, but you can get some spicy biltong at antonsusa.com. Put it in your beef hole, dude. Use code SPIN10 for 10% off, or use code SPIN for free shipping, dude. Or go to biltongusa.com and get you some biltong, dude. They have all kinds of food. That scared the shit out of me. They have all kinds of flavors, and they have all kinds of flavors, and it's fucking delicious, dude. How did you know I was gonna say dude before I said dude? What the hell? Or are you some kind of dude minded? Or wait, what? Why is my music stop? What the hell? Oh, here we go. Here's some music. Thank you. But yeah. Welcome. What am I saying? Get him, leggy ass. My leg's already starting. But anyways, let's get into JoJo. I have some stuff queued up. Let me see what I have. We can watch JoJo all day today, by the way. And we're gonna talk about JoJo and like the best characteristics of JoJo and like which ones you guys find the best. Hold on, let me pause that. Hey, let's see. Pause music. There we go.
Too short.
I've not seen this. Cookie sent this to me, so I have no idea what I'm gonna torture you guys with, by the way.
No. Joseph pulls out too much BS. I know. Jotaro's character is just being a badass. I know. Your part doesn't have a plot most of the time. I know. Breaking news. Italian man arrested for licking 15-year-old. I needed to know if he was lying.
Alright, I found the licking thing really interesting and creepy. Like, is JoJo just like a gay anime? I mean, are they supposed to be gay characters? Not that that's wrong or anything. I don't really care, but like, I mean, it just
Girls
seems
at
kind of gay. I don't know.
Boys at graduation hug, walk away. Opening your mom's phone be like tabs, housing, volume, font size. Oi, Josuke, what the heck you doing in cars? 1900s wife.
You're scared now? Well, I mean, you should be. It's
Guys,
JoJo.
I got to go sleep.
Jolie, may I please get a crumb of a food?
Toy contains smaller parts. 0 to 3-year-old babies.
Don't eat babies, okay? Baby meat is highly toxic.
Who would win? The ability to stop time at
You
your
shouldn't
whim
eat baby
or
meat.
stand mosquito?
Trust me.
Every squad got the Jochi, Dobitaro, Bonakokin.
Thank you for my headband, dude.
Kakaween fighting anyone else.
Sorry, I was reloading myself. I'll refund you those points.
Hello, Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants.
They look like they're in their high 30s.
From JoJo.
Dude, there's a lot of weird minor humor in JoJo. Like, some of the stuff I think is like borderline illegal. And if you watch it on the sites that oh. Why did I make that so goddamn big? But anyways, if you watch some of the sites that I do, they have the unfiltered JoJo, and I don't even know if like they'd be technically illegal to watch if you think about it, but I don't know.
Hello,
Thank you for the
Herschel
handpad. Thank
Layton
you.
From Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright from Ace Attorney. Hello, Jojo Rakujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Ha 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 ha! Cars got outsmarted by Joseph. Dio got overpowered by Star Platinum.
Nah, it's not really the
Motherfucker,
lolly
me as a
situation.
kid,
It's
I
just
like dinosaurs. Me now. I like dinosaurs. My dad.
Goddamn,
found
why
me
am
out
I
of a fan
lagging
of
so
Foo
much?
Fighters. Seriously? This took a sudden turn.
Let me
for
try
the
my
awesome.
original
My
model
dad,
for a
when he
second.
realizes I'm
It should
talking
clear it
about
up.
a girl from some weird Chinese cartoon. This really sucks. When Mista isn't injured, but
Alright. I don't think I want to do this whole thing. Hold on. Let me see. Please send me some more stuff. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. Thank you for my headband. Thank you. What is happening here? Is this part of the anime? I don't remember this part. I might have fallen asleep during this part. I think this is the first season? What? Yeah, what is happening? Yo, what the fuck? Uh, uh... Look, hold up. I gotta switch back to my Angmar Expressive upgraded model. I was not ready for that. I was not expecting that. Okay, let's just keep going. Oh, the Wheel of Punishment. Good idea, good idea. Hey, let's do the Wheel of Punishment. Let's see. We're gonna ignore that since I basically did that. Let's ignore that. Alright, that's a little more reasonable. Let's do this one. Yeah, that's nice. Oh. By the way, I love you guys. Did I ever say that? Dude, you guys are adorable, and I want to give you a cat lick. But I can't give you a cat lick, so, I guess I'll say, ooh. Yeah, let's roll this content, though. Fun time, thank you. Thank you, Racking, I appreciate it. Thank you, YouTube chat. You guys are being cool today. I don't know how to explain this. The fuck am I doing to you guys? What am I doing to you guys? Guys, I feel like I'm torturing you guys. Okay, I'll hydrate. Thank you for my hydration. Hell, god damn it. You're just vibing and reading? Okay. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry. My brain has just stopped. I don't even know what to say. Oh my. Oh my. I have a brain. Dang it. Alright, I wanted to show you guys this one thing that people have been recommending to me, some of my friends, but I want to make sure it's safe. And it's this one Chibidoki clip that I really been recommended a lot, so let me see what it is. I'm sure it'll be okay, right? I mean, it's just Chibidoki. Oh no. Surely this will be okay. Let me see. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, guys. I can't find it. Cookie, can you find the one where she's talking about the milkshake or something? Let me see if I can find it. Don't know what it's gonna have, but let me see. Okay, I found it. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Let me show you. JoJo is real, man. I'm telling you, once you get past all the a little bit of weirdness, okay, JoJo's actually pretty good, dude. Like you might think it's like kind of like a little weird, but I promise you, it's not that bad.
My dad bought me a milkshake, and I was like, "Thanks,
Ooh,
Dad."
yay, I like milkshakes. Hell yeah.
And so I took a sip of it, and I was like, "Wow, Dad, this is really delicious." And he goes, "You better drink it all, cause."
Dude, I really like milkshakes. You know which ones I like? I like the strawberry. I really like strawberry milkshakes because they're really yummy. I used to like chocolate, but I switched to strawberry lately.
It was expensive, and I was like, "Okay, Dad." And then I was like, "Hey, Dad, you know, this tastes just like cum."
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear that right. Hold on.
Expensive, and I was like, "Okay, Dad." And then I was like, "Hey, Dad, you know, this tastes just like cum." I meant to say Tums. I said cum. My dad looked at me in the most disappointment he's ever had. And that's saying a freaking lot. Cum. It tasted like Tums, but I said cums. I'm a little cum boy. You wanna know the worst part about this whole situation was? Now my dad thinks I know what cum tastes like. And I didn't have the heart to tell him, "Hey, Dad, I've never made it to third base." I couldn't even tell him. Both options are embarrassing. I couldn't even tell him. So now he thinks I know. But I don't. And it... And it gets worse. 15 minutes later, my dad barges into my room to have a talk with me, probably about the cum tasting topic. And I was recording a video of my Chibidoki plush kissing 3 Bowser plushes.
Well, that was something. Okay. Yes, she told her dad something tasted like cum. 10 out of 10. Would do again. Greatest Chibidoki clip ever. Holy crap, PogChamp. Ow, god damn it, ow! Wait, let's get to some JoJo. What else? No, I don't want to do very long ones. Let's see. 8 minutes is kind of a long run. We'll do it.
Yo.
How bad can this be? I mean, maybe things are gonna get normal, guys, right?
Alright, my reliable
Little cum boy.
What are your plans on defeating the Crusaders?
I will make
Guys, I'm never gonna be a little cum boy.
I will commit child abuse. I will play games. I just want to gamble. I will make fruit bombs. Comic. Can I ask your CD-Osama?
Are you winning, Dad?
What? No. Okay, I'm done. Wait, we're gonna take a break from that. Let me think. As soon as he walked in, oh no. I can't imagine how the dad must feel. I mean, like, I don't know what cum tastes like. It's not like on my to-do list, do you know what I mean? I mean, like, I could be eventually, I guess. I don't know. I like to keep an open mind, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know if that's like gonna be like something I immediately jump into. Cookie, do you got more of the JoJo thingies? Yeah, and you got some other JoJo stuff you want me to watch? But yeah, I just don't know if like that's gonna be something that I'm like super into in the hold on. You know what? We need the whiteboard. We need the online whiteboard to return, right? Yes, I think I understand what's happening, right? So basically, you got like Shibadoki. She's over here, right? Oh god, you know what? That's fine. So this is Shibadoki, alright? So she's always smiling. I guess that's a smile. Alright, so then you got her, alright, so you got her with the big old milkshake, but it's full of cum. And basically, so you got a straw, let's put god, this is a weird straw, but anyway, so god damn it, hold on, wait, so anyways, it's a straw, guys, it's just a straw, don't get the wrong idea. But anyways, so like, well, her dad's like over here, and now he's like sad because he sees what, you know, he knows about it. And so basically, this is like the he cum shake. And like, so basically, he's like really upset, so he's probably like shriveled, you know, it causes a bit of a shrivel, so. Wait, I don't know why he's naked and drunk. God damn, is this Alabama? Is this an Alabama VTuber situation? Hold on, this is a terrible situation. This is highly illegal. Anyway, so you got Shibadoki. And basically, she's happy as shit, right? Okay, that's terrible. Anyway, so she has like basically a fucking, it doesn't have cum, right? We should put no cum, right? But her dad, you know, gave it to her. He handed her this, right? So basically, he was gonna smile, and he's like, "Oh God, this is my daughter," and like, I want her to be happy, so I handed her a fucking milkshake with no cum, alright? Oh God, why am I? Oh no. You and it's just the straw. It's just a funny shaped straw, guys. So anyways, she's drinking, and she's like, yo. She's like, yo. Whoa, why is this bubble this big? Who cares? Anyways, she's like, yo. This, you know, this is it coming, you know? And then, like, because it's cummy, the dad's now sad. Mega sad. Maybe he's deformed too. I don't. And so basically, this is the ballad of cum. This is how you make a cum milkshake. In real life. That's pretty much canon, I think. But yeah, so I'm glad I can enlighten you
This is
guys.
Star Platinum. He only smiles at beautiful people.
Let's just watch more
Homer's
JoJo.
reaction to getting his titty touched. Reminder
Pretty
that Deku
normal.
was
Are you
only a
winning,
year
Dad?
younger
Oh
than
God.
Totoro. People asking for anime recommendations. JoJo fans.
You've learned a lot
Nobody
of
JoJo fans. Before JoJo, after JoJo. 4 is unlucky in Japan, but we're Italian. Therapist. The Star Platinum drawstring bag isn't real. It can't hurt you. The Star Platinum drawstring bag. Ari. Muda.
You know what? Hold on. Let's do something else. This is boring. We're gonna do JoJo, but I have an idea. Do you guys okay with my stupid ideas? You know, I'm gonna derail the stream anyways, so it's a, you know, it was bound to happen, right? I'm gonna change the BGM. This sucks. What do we got? Alright, so anyways, let's just talk. Let's sit and talk for a little bit. So anyways, like, part of my adventure with JoJo was, like, watching the first season, and, I had some friends watch it with me. And, Cookie, was watching along in this Discord chat with some friends, some IRL friends, and so... Like, I kept, like, nagging through the entire first season, but then, like, it grew on me, and, I thought at first it was, like, too much gayness, but then maybe the gayness became, like, okay with me after a while. Not that I'm against gay people. I love my gay people, you know what I mean? But I thought it was just a little too flamboyantly gay in the beginning. Hold on, this music sucks. It sucks mega peepees. Holy shit. Can we get something that doesn't suck dick? Alright, let's try keep... there we go. Let's see, what do I get? What do I get on the table? There we go. But anyway, God, this is too... no! God damn it, here. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so I was watching it, and I'm like... I learned a lot about myself watching it. You know what I mean? Like, JoJo's like a weird anime, right? I mean, it is called Bizarre Adventures, right? And I just feel like there's a lot of, like, good dicks that need to be sucking. Wait. Why did I say that? That's not what I meant to say. I'm not sure why I said that, but anyways, like, you shouldn't suck peepees. Well, I mean, unless you want to, but, like, I mean, maybe you can. I mean, if you're into sucking peepees, then you should do the best you can, right? I mean, like, no, wait, JoJo, basically is about, like, lobotomy of the brain. And basically, I feel like I've lost most of my brain, and I'm okay with this because I learned the pee-pee seduction. Wait, no, that's not what I meant to say. Hold on. There's no pee-pee seduction. Wait. Is there pee-pee seduction? Cookie, is there? I don't know. But anyways, like, basically, like... I feel like in life, like... There's not enough things to do. And I feel like JoJo can fill like a lot of the void of like life when it's boring. You know what I mean? Like too much anime, like especially like Shonen Jump anime, which is basically what JoJo is, sort of. It's always like very cliche, and I think that JoJo's unique in the aspect that like it doesn't expect the audience to like always take it like super serious. And so I think that's like a good like a good position into like understanding anime and stuff, you know what I mean? I think that's like a good change of pace and stuff, like because like a lot of animes especially Shonen Jump is like the one protagonist is gonna be the strongest, but at no point in the animes is JoJo necessarily the strongest, right? And you have different JoJos. You got Jotaro and like the original JoJo and like all the other ones, and like he's never ever the strongest. Like he loses a lot of fights in it, and I think that I appreciate that because like Dragon Ball and Naruto, they also lose some fights here and there, but like for the most part, you know that like the good guys always can prevail. And you don't necessarily know that about like in JoJo, in my opinion. Like you don't always know. Like at least they make it so like you feel like maybe you won't always succeed or something. So I think that's always a good thing. Move that. I'm killing you guys with boredom. Holy shit, you guys are dropping like flies. What the fuck? Anyways, let's do something. Enough of my rambling. Let's just Cookie, you got some memes? And let's see what this is. Didn't I see this already? What the hell is this?
How's it going?
Alright, here we go. Let's just jump into JoJo. Here we go. 100 facts. Let's watch it. I don't mean to kill you guys with boredom. I'm sorry.
Here. And now that I'm officially caught up, it's finally time for us to count down 101 facts about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Alright, here we go. Let's
or
fucking
any
do
JoJo's
it,
content,
dude.
for that matter, has been suggested to me ever since I started
I don't
making
know all the
anime-related
facts about
videos,
JoJo, so we're
needless
about to
say,
find
this
out.
one has been a long time coming. When it comes to what information to expect
Take new age shows that are all rapping. I don't have a strong opinion yet.
in this video, we'll be covering everything that has to do with obscure or generally unknown information about the series, its creator, its characters, or its history and production. So with a warning about my bad pronunciation and potential spoilers for all parts, let's jump right into this bizarre adventure.
Let's jump into it, dude.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure officially began on January 1st of 1987, and is still
I can't, man. Fuck.
currently ongoing to this day. Written and illustrated by Hirohiko Araki, the series was originally serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump until 2004 with the ending of Part 6, where the series then switched over to the seinen publication Ultra Jump, where it now releases chapters.
I'm telling you, it's a gay anime. We just have
on
to
a
face
monthly
it's gay.
basis. The latest part, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 8, JoJolion,
But look how cute they are. I mean, it's adorable. It's adorably
recently
cute.
concluded on August 19th of 2021, and Part 9, subsequently titled JoJo Lands, was confirmed to be directly following the events of JoJolion the following month. JoJo Lands does not currently
In the
have an official release
Navy.
date, but it is likely to begin publication this year. JoJo's has since become one of the best-selling manga series of all time.
At any point, do you guys think these designs are not gay?
Selling over 120 million volumes as of 2021, with a current total
120
of
million?
131 volumes
Goddamn,
released,
fuck.
making it the 9th longest running manga of all time. Number 2. Araki was born
I did
on
not
June
know that.
7th
Holy
of
shit.
1960 and grew up in Sendai, Japan with his parents and younger twin sisters. Araki would go on to say
Sendai,
that his sister's
Japan.
general annoyances would be why he spent so much time reading manga in the first place, naming I2
So
Makoto
much
as the one
manga.
that impacted him the most. And his father's various art books would be what inspired him the most to start trying to make his own manga. And because his parents weren't exactly the most supportive of him being a mangaka, he would go on to write manga behind their backs. He would eventually
Yo, I think that's just part of Asian culture. I don't think my parents will ever accept that I'm a VTuber. Like, I think they wanted me to be a musician or something.
debut under the name Toshiyuki Araki in 1980.
I
with
guess
his
I'm
first
just
work,
a up
Hooker
and
Under Arms.
fledgling
He would then go on to
VTuber.
get his first serialization in 1983
Trying to
with
grow
Cool
and
Shock
trying to
BT,
become
and then
popular,
again in
Rooney.
1984 with Bao. which would set
And
the
trying to
groundworks
make
for the
this a
rest of his
full-time
manga
gig,
career before
Rooney,
the release of
Rooney,
JoJo's Bizarre
Rooney,
Adventure.
dude.
Number 3. While JoJo's rose gradually to its
Just 'cause
eventual
the dudes are
massive
super hot,
popularity, it
all-
wouldn't get a complete anime adaptation until its 25th anniversary in 2012, where it was announced David Productions were going to be doing a complete adaptation of parts 1 and 2, which would begin airing later that year.
Part
in
1 and
October.
2? What the fuck?
Since then, parts 3 through 6 have also been animated over the
VTubers
years,
and
with part 6
Spindra
currently
Popaly
airing as
parents.
this video is released. Number 4. While it may have taken 25 years for the series
Yeah, you were heckling, what?
to get a complete anime adaptation, it wasn't the first time JoJo's was adapted into an anime. Back in 1993, produced by AP
You gonna go pee? Hell no, man, not allowed. You sit down and nah, go ahead, dude. Just don't pee on yourself.
PPP, the later half of Part 3 was adapted and released straight to VHS
You know what though?
and
I think
Laserdisc, consisting of 6 episodes total. Then 7 years later, in the year
you guys have
2000,
actually
the
been
first part
very
of Part
generous
3 was
with me.
released to VHS and DVD, mainly because it was
Like,
confusing
for
most
being a
viewers to
small
enter
VTuber, you
Stardust
guys
Crusaders at
actually,
the end,
you
not
know,
knowing anything about
support
how
me
they
a
got
lot
there.
and help
But the
me,
reason they
you know,
started with the
continue
later
streaming.
half was because the original idea was to animate the most exciting parts of the arc, because that was all they were able to do at the time. The entire OVA would eventually
So I'm
be
really,
dubbed and
really
released in the
appreciative of you guys. You guys are actually a lot more generous than a lot of, you know, a lot of VTubers my size don't get anything. So I'm very fortunate to have you guys as my fans. I really appreciate you guys. You have no idea.
United States on DVD in 2003. However, any distribution of the OVA in the US or Japan would be completely stopped
Old
after
adaptation
controversy
fights like
struck
Booyah.
involving one scene depicting Dio reading the Quran. This OVA honestly deserves its own video at
What
some
the
point
fuck?
because there is a lot to cover, so we'll talk
Thank
more
you for
about
my
it
head,
at a
bad
later
thing you-
date. Number 5. Including the original Part 3 OVA, there was also one other time JoJo's was adapted into an anime, which would be on the 20th anniversary of the series in 2007, produced once again by APPP. A movie adaptation of Part 1
I
was
really
given
like
a
this anime,
limited
man.
theatrical release. Although, there remains one problem. This movie was never released on any home media or broadcasted again anywhere, making it lost media at the time of making this video. Some footage from the film has
Lost
since been
media.
recovered,
Lost
but the majority
media.
of the film is still completely lost. There are various rumors as to why it hasn't been released.
Dude, I'm
but the
fucking hungry
definitive
now.
reason
What the
for its
fuck?
absence is still unknown. Number 6.
I'm hungry
In
as shit, dude.
1997, Araki also began a spin-off one-shot series called Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, which follows the titular
God
character
damn it, I
in
always
an
get hungry
episodic
when I'm
format.
VTubing.
The series was originally meant to be completely original and unrelated to JoJo's, but Araki
By the way, guys, let's take a short break there. I want to mention something that's very important to me. Thank you for spinning the wheel, Cookie. I wanted to say something really quick. I will be giving all my donations, including the Twitch income that I make, to charity. So if you guys want to support, you can just hit the button that normally subscribe to me, and you can give a donation, and it will go to charity to help search and rescue, which is a good thing, you know, because hopefully we can find some people in these affected areas of the South, you know. So yeah, let's spin the wheel. Let me see. Make it spicy, dude. You make it spicy, dude. God damn it. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Alright, sus message. I mean, this is technically true. It's not intentionally, but it's not like intentionally what I'm doing. But like I say, I always hit the buttons with my boobs. So I'm always in the keyboard with my boobs. So I'm technically rubbing my keyboard with boobs all the time. So I mean that's something, right?
Rocky found it way too
Hey,
tempting
let's
to
get
use
back into
Rohan
it.
for the series. So far, 8 chapters have been
What you doing? What are we doing? We're doing JoJo history and stuff. So we're discussing everything JoJo.
released over the years, with a 9th chapter
Did I say disgusting? I meant discussing everything JoJo.
recently announced to be on the horizon. Additionally, in 2017, David Productions adapted 4 of the chapters into an OVA. Number 7. JoJo's has also received multiple video games based on the series over the decades.
Hello,
Not
YouTube
counting any
channel.
mobile games,
Whoa, look guys, hold on. For some of this might make you, some of you guys really excited and some of you guys really sad. Let me get the right thing though. Someone asked me in YouTube chat if a boy or girl, so hold on. I have to get the right theme, alright? Just 1 second, guys. 1 second. We gotta take this super serial, okay? Unfortunately, Spindra Popaly, I'm a world famous and super deluxington femboy. I hate to say it, but I've been a femboy this entire time. An deluxington femboy. It's true, man. It's true, man. I'm a gosh dang femboy. I'm sorry, man. You know what? Let's just transition into full femboy. I'm a goddamn femboy, dude. You just have to accept me as a femboy. Yeah, Spindra's a femboy. It's true and real, dude. True and real. Don't cry. I'm a femboy. Let's do my femboy stream. I'm sorry, I hate to break it.
follows. The very first, simply titled
Let's just
JoJo's
continue
Bizarre Adventure,
doing
released
the
in
fanboy stream.
1993, which was a Super Famicom role-playing game based on Part 3.
Super
the
fanboy.
Second, also titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, released in 1998. This time debuting in arcades, later being ported
I'm
to
sorry,
the
Cookie,
PlayStation
I'm
and
sorry,
Dreamcast, with HD ports coming much later for the PlayStation 3
I
and
seen
Xbox
back in
360.
Zion.
This title was a 2D fighting game in a similar style to Darkstalkers and developed by Capcom. It features characters
My goddamn
exclusively from
fanboy.
Part 3, and it would go on to be one of the more popular JoJo's video games, with a dedicated fanbase to this very day. The third, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, released in 2002 for the PlayStation 2,
JoJo's
and was
Bizarre
a single-player
Adventure.
action-adventure game based on Part 5. The fourth, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood, released in 2006 for the PlayStation.
I didn't know there was these games. Hold on, let's change back. This feels weird. Sorry about using your mouth, Cookie. I thought it'd be funny. I have it because I was helping Cookie set up the toggles and stuff.
PlayStation 2 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series. It was an action beat-em-up game based on Part 1, as evident by the title. The fifth, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, was released in 2013 and worldwide in
Dude, this game looks so fun. I didn't know about it.
2014 for the PlayStation 3. It was a fighting game that featured playable characters from all 8 parts of the series. The sixth, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven, was released in
Can I
2015
pretend to
and
be a girl?
worldwide in
No, I'm a
2016 for
fanboy.
PlayStation 3 and 4. It was a fighting game much like the previous entry, even using the
The
same
fanboy
engine,
with
and
big
once again
boobies.
featured playable characters from all 8 parts of the series,
And no pee-pee.
although this time featuring many more playable characters overall. Then, the 7th and currently latest game was titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Last Survivor, which was released in 2019 for arcades.
Fanboy
It
with
was
a
multiplayer
vagina and
battle royale
everything.
game featuring playable characters from parts 3, 4, and 5. Outside of these, JoJo's characters have also appeared
Hold on, let me get my summertime femboy
in
look.
one
There
way
you
or
go.
another in each of the Shonen Jump crossover games. I
There you
actually
go,
already have an
summertime
entire video
femboy.
focusing on a retrospective of the Shonen Jump crossover games.
This
so
makes
click
it
the card
better,
in the
right?
top right-hand corner of the screen if you want to learn more. Number 8. JoJo's has also received 2 live-action
Or maybe no
adaptations.
summertime femboy,
The first was
actually.
a live-action adaptation of Part 4's first arc, directed by Takashi Miike. Apparently, producer Takashi Hirano had been trying to get a JoJo's live-action made for over 10 years, and acquired the film rights from Araki after 5.
I mean,
Wanted to
girls
make
can
an
be
adaptation of
femboys,
Part 4
dude.
first because it was one of the most popular parts, and felt it would be the best place to start for longtime fans and newer viewers. It was released
I'm
in
femboy fluid,
2017
dude.
to mixed reviews. Although plans were made for multiple sequels, its subpar response halted any plans to make more. The second live-action adaptation is actually of Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, in the form of an episodic TV series adapting the various one-off chapters from the manga. The first series of episodes aired in 2020, with a second season
Man, Japan gets all the good stuff, man. This is why I want to go back home to the old country, man.
airing at the end of 2021. Number 9. Araki has had various collaborations over the years, which we'll be getting into over the next few
Thanks for
facts. But to
subscribing
start
on
with one of the
YouTube.
craziest, JoJo's has been featured at the Louvre in France, which is the most popular art and historic museum in
And
the
the
world.
Louvre.
Throughout 2009, they had an event
Is it just me, or does the Louvre or whatever sound like a toilet, or just a bad lube product?
called The Louvre Invites the Comics, and one of the artists featured was
Ow, ow,
Araki, and he even created an entire one-shot called
Thank you for
Rohan at the Louvre
subscribing,
to commemorate
Spicy
the event.
Calamari,
Number
Animal
10.
You.
Considering JoJo's extremely unique
Thank you, I
style
appreciate
with all
it.
the poses and its impact on fashion for that matter,
Yay! Welcome, now you get to use my Deluxington emotes and
JoJo's has also collaborated with the likes of Umo Men's Fashion Magazine, the fashion brand Lumine, and even Gucci, with a one-shot featuring Jolene, called Jolene Fly High with Gucci, and another with Rohan once again, called Rohan Kishibe Goes to Gucci to commemorate both collaborations. Number 11. Araki's various collaborations continue
Number
as he's also
11.
collaborated with the popular scientific journal, Cell, which regularly publishes various
Dude, every time I hear the word Cell, because I'm such a Dragon Ball Z mark. Because I'm such a mark for Dragon Ball Z, I always think of Cell from the Android Saga.
scientific research papers from various medical researchers. Araki was chosen for the collaboration at the
Number
request of Dr.
15,
Mitsutoshi Sato
butt
and
butt
Dr.
plug
Hiroshi
foot
Igeta,
lettuce.
who were both part of the scientific team that helped identify a protein named Scrapper,
The
which
Cell
will help in
remix.
research to prevent Alzheimer's disease and stroke.
You started
On
watching
that cover
Super?
of the
Do you like
magazine,
it?
Araki depicts Scrapper as a humanoid stand-like
I think
creature
Super is pretty
punching blue
good, but
heart-shaped
it's not as
ubiquitin
good as
proteins
Z.
onto rim proteins. Number 12. There have also been multiple light novels based on the series. The first, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, written by Mayuri Sekijima.
That's a
and
lot of
Hiroshi
information,
Yamaguchi.
holy shit.
It tells 2 unique storylines within the events.
Hold
of
on, let me
Part
turn
3.
down a little
The
bit.
second,
It's kinda
titled
loud in my
JoJo's
ears.
Bizarre Adventure 2, Golden Heart, Golden Ring, written
But
by
I'll turn it
Miya
up for you
Shotaro
guys a
and
little
Ichi Otsuka, which tells a unique origin story for Part 5. The third, titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
There you
4th,
go.
Another
Hell yeah,
Day,
dude.
written by Otsuichi, it is intended to be a sequel story for Part 4. The next 3 were part of the Versus JoJo's collaboration to celebrate the series' 25th anniversary by getting
You
3
like
popular
beers?
authors
I love
to create
beers. I think
collaborative
it's cool
stories
shit.
based on the series. Purple Haze Feedback
Watch
was written by
Mankind
Kohei
Bridge
Kadono
collapse?
and tells the story of Fugo 6 months after
What
the
is that
ending
about?
of Part 5. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Over Heaven was written by Nishio Aishin and was meant to be the transcript for Dio's diary that was shown in Part 6. And finally,
Dude, I gotta comment on the art. The art is amazing. You know what I would like? I would like a deck of cards like this and this art style. I'm sure you can get it, but I'm sure it's expensive too.
George Joestar was written by Otaro Maijo, and it tells the story of George Joestar
The
meeting
super
and
manga
marrying
after the
Lisa
show
Lisa,
finishes, I
along
feel
with
is
an
much
original
more
story
reminiscent
about
of Z.
Joji Joestar
Oh.
living
I got to the one where he's fighting the goat man. And that goat man is really scary, man. I don't even know why the characters are able to survive that goat dude.
in a world that has been reset multiple times in a similar fashion to Made in
W
Heaven.
video? Hell yeah,
Araki has
dude.
created unique art for each of the light novels and has supported each of their releases. Number 13. There have also been 3 official JoJo's Escape Room collaborations with the Tokyo company
Yeah,
Scrap.
the arc is
The
cool.
first
Yeah, it
was
is
called
really cool.
Escape from
It's
JoJo's
full of
Bizarre
fighting.
Amusement
I like
Park,
fighting.
which took place in Mori.
You know what's crazy about JoJo though is there's no breaks between fighting, hardly any. Like it's just all fighting. It's like a true shonen anime.
Having you solve clues towards finding and capturing Kira in a Part 4 setting, while the second was called JoJo's Bizarre Escape, The Hotel. Taking place during Part 3 with the Crusaders,
for real,
you stop at a
real,
hotel
dude.
where you get trapped within by the owner, Deja Maker, who tells you that if you can't escape within an hour, his stand will erase.
Wait a minute. I forgot to bring this to you guys' attention. Hold on, guys. Why is this song so loud? Holy shit. Anyways. So we have a member here that went through the hurricane, and their name is Red, and they're a very good moderator, and they've been really good to me in the channel and everything, and I would like to start them a GoFundMe. I think that'd be good of us to do, and I want to run it through all the way through December, so we can help them rebuild parts of their house that was damaged. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna figure out how to do it, and all the funds that will go to Red. So we can help. I think we can help him. We should help as many people as possible, and that's why I have the search and rescue as well. But I want to run it all the way through December just to help them out. I'm gonna set that up as soon as possible. I'll have to figure out how to do that, and then we'll get them some funds, okay? Alright, so anyways, let's do it.
You without a trace. And finally, the third was called Escape from JoJo's Bizarre Museum. Taking place during Part 5, Team Bushirati wakes up to find themselves trapped in a museum, with their stands stuck behind glass displays that will turn into real statues after 60 minutes, subsequently killing them if they don't find a way to get them out. Number 14. If it's not already blatantly obvious, many of the characters and stands in the series are influenced by various musical artists, albums, or songs. Because of this, when it comes to localizations and various releases of JoJo's related material, names have to be changed to avoid copyright. One of the more infamous examples being
I hate that these guys are literally cuter than some girls.
Killer Queen, renamed Deadly Queen.
Like, they're
Just
so
doesn't have the same
femininely
ring to
featured
it.
that some of them
Number
are cuter
15.
than girls.
The name JoJo was actually conceived at a Denny's, where Araki
Funny
and his
beat
first
like
editor,
musician
Ryosuke
names, yeah.
Kabashima, were brainstorming ideas before the start of the series. The two of them agreed on the name Jonathan for the first protagonist. However, Araki was adamant about him having matching initials similar to Steven Spielberg, abbreviated
Why am I hearing
SS.
an echo?
So
What
they
the hell's
eventually
going
came
on?
up with Jonathan.
Are you guys hearing an echo? Or is it just me? I think I'm like feeding it to myself too, so it's making some kind of double loop.
Jonathan Joestar, or JoJo for short.
Number 15.
Number 16.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
JoJo's was originally meant to be a trilogy. As
Hello,
towards the
Red
end of Part 1,
Mallium.
Araki
Good to
decided
see
that he
you.
wanted the final events to take place in present-day Japan for Part 3, featuring
Now
a
I have
Japanese
2 red
protagonist
Roonies
that
in
time
the chat.
around.
Yay!
However, not wanting to enter the tournament genre that was popular in the magazine at the time, he opted not to explore that possibility in Part 2, and instead wait until he could give his characters a certain destination or goal, which he took inspiration for in Part 3 with Around the World in 80 Days. He felt the 3-part story would be perfect to explore Dio's defeat through an epic chain of events and lifetimes. But due to the popularity of the series really taking off during Part 3, he opted to continue
this show is crazy,
Number
man.
17.
The stream's going good. I'm having a good time with you guys. And also, my brain is happy today.
Jotaro was featured in the Shonen Jump crossover game Famicom Jump 2, which we briefly touched upon that earlier.
Famicom
but
Jump
a little
2.
known fact
Oh, I
about
wonder
this
what that
would be
is.
that he was also featured in the animated commercial advertising the game, which would technically be the first time
Man,
JoJo's
Japan's
was
so
ever
cool,
animated.
man. I wish I had
Number
a Famicom.
18. When it came to the conception of stands as a whole, there were quite a few factors and inspirations that brought it all together. The initial inspiration came from Araki's fascination with spiritualism and yokai folklore.
Dude, these giant hungry skeletons it's a legend in Japan. And basically they eat you. They're wandering large skeletons that guard forests from destruction and stuff. And so if you're camping in the woods, they're rumored to like come out of the ground and then eat you alive.
As he was particularly interested in the Shinto religion's idea of an otherworldly being protecting you. Later finding more inspiration about
It's a real thing. I mean, they're not real, obviously, but it's a real thing.
guardian spirits through the manga,
It's
Bushido
something
no
people actually
Hyakutaro,
believe in,
opting
is
to
what
take
I'm
the
trying to say.
idea of various psychic powers
Jotaro
and
is
turn
your
them into
favorite?
a spirit-like
Oh, that's
entity
cool.
summoned by the main character.
Yeah, I also like Jotaro the most too because he has all the cool outfits.
That could interact with the world around it, but be invisible to the average onlooker, giving him
There's
the
a
additional
house
freedom
that
of designing
has a
them
large
however he
skeleton
wished.
on their
Stands were a hard
yard
sell to
year
his
round.
editor at
What
the
the hell?
time, mainly because Araki didn't quite know
They're not doing gay stuff. It's just you'll have to see it for
how
yourself if
to
you haven't
explain
seen
the
this.
idea with words. But after coming up with a few concepts, he was given the go-ahead and it
13
changed
feet
the
tall,
flow of
holy
the
shit,
story
dude.
completely from then on. Number 19. After part 3 and the introduction of stands, Araki would go on to say that for every future part of JoJo's, he would generally always create and design a character's stand first,
JoJo is
and
amazing,
then
yeah, I
afterward
agree.
create the character associated with it in both
And
personality
slowly
and appearance
replacing
to give
Dragon
the two
Ball
a
in my
perfect
heart.
harmony. Number 20.
I
Introduced in
never
part
thought
3
anything
was
would
the
replace
famous
Dragon Ball
Joestar
or Dragon Ball
birthmark
Z,
around
but
the shoulder or neck
JoJo
area
might
of
do it.
any Joestar descendants. This obviously wasn't present in parts 1 or 2 because Araki didn't have the idea yet, but they were added in the anime, and in any callback references within the manga or with updated art of parts 1 or 2.
I think I'm gonna eat some
Although
hot
there
dogs
is one
after stream.
individual biologically unrelated to the Joestars
I'm
who
kinda
ended up
craving
with this
like a hot
birthmark
dog with
completely
some
by mistake,
mustard.
which was Lisa Lisa, as it can be seen on her neck with an art made specifically for the
You guys
JoJo
like
Art
hot dogs
Expedition
with
in
mustard?
2012.
I just like mustard on
Number
my hot dogs.
21. The original concept of
Unless I'm
Jonathan,
eating a chili
Dio,
dog,
and
then
the
I like a
overall
little bit of
idea for
onions
part
and
1 came from
jalapenos.
Araki's love for movies with actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone at the time. Muscle
You
men
made
were
hot dogs
very
for
popular
dinner?
in
Hell
manga
yeah,
during
dude.
this period, and seeing those real-life actors completely covered in muscles made him think, who actually was the strongest person in the world? This question led to themes such as immortality, justice, and things that humans innately seek.
See, I
which
only
all
like
led to the
ketchup on my
creation
hot
of
dog
part
when I'm
1.
out of mustard.
Number 22. After completing part 3, muscle men within shonen manga was beginning to fall out of style.
I like ketchup
and
on my
Araki was beginning
burgers
to
though.
lose
On
inspiration
like a
for wanting to
McDonald's
draw
burger,
them
it's really
anyway.
good.
So he took this opportunity with part 4 to
You like
focus
all
more
beef
on
hot
bringing
dogs
his
with
love for
ketchup and
fashion to
mayonnaise?
life,
Oh, that sounds
which, as
actually
we talked
kinda
about
tasty.
earlier through his collaborations, was no doubt an iconic shift in his style. When it comes to designing the clothing present in JoJo's, Araki
You know what? Before we continue, I bought some ice cream. I meant to buy strawberry ice cream, but I didn't read the label online. And so when it was delivered, it was strawberry cheesecake ice cream, and I ate some, and I got like a sugar high because I had so much goddamn sugar.
claims that he focuses on everyday fashion, along with
It's a little too
cartoonish,
sweet for my
bizarre
liking,
clothing that
but
would
it's
be
alright.
impractical in real life. Although, as we also know, he does find inspiration
Chili
through some
dogs are
real-life
good.
fashion
I
as
like
well.
them with
Number 23. When it comes to Araki's
onions
idea of
and
good and evil,
and
he explained
jalapeno.
that as he progressed as a mangaka, the line between good and evil has become much harder to
And I
differentiate.
usually hate
As,
onions,
for
but on a
instance,
hot
in
dog
part
they kind
1,
of slap.
Jonathan was meant to represent purity and the goodness of
Or
humanity,
I guess it's chili
while
dog,
Dio
rather.
was meant to be his exact opposite, pure evil and darkness. But much later on in his career, while developing the main antagonist for Steel Ball Run, Funny Valentine, the 23rd President of the United States, he wanted to explore deeper motivations for why he would
Would you guys vote for president if their name was Funny Valentine? I feel like I would immediately vote for them.
do such evil deeds, notably making him extremely patriotic and willing
Funny
to sacrifice
Valentine,
others
oh
for the
hell
greater
yeah.
cause of his nation's prosperity, which Araki felt many readers could understand as a motivation and to some extent even sympathize with. But even so, because his acts are still somewhat cowardly,
Yeah,
he
it's
felt
like
it would
nacho
still
toppings,
illustrate
but
his
on a
inability to ever
chili
be
dog.
a
It's really
protagonist
good.
himself. Additionally, Araki came up with the idea for a president who
And you want to know where I got the idea from? It was like when I used to watch Sonic the Hedgehog, the cartoon reruns, that my uncle used to like record the things on like the VHS thingy. And I would watch the Sonic, and he ate one with the jalapenos and onions one time, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that.
participates in the fighting themselves after watching the film Independence Day. Number 24. JoJo's is also one of the flagship series for strong female characters within shonen manga, as Araki has always had a big interest in strong, intimidating women who would join
I like
in
my
on
uncle's
the
taste in
battles.
food,
But at
man.
the time
It's
of
all
JoJo's initial
PogChamp stuff.
serialization, that was almost unheard of within the shonen genre. Lisa
He
would be
started eating
Araki's first
them
attempt
after
to
he
bring
saw it
forth
too,
this type
so
of
we
female
both started
character
eating
into
the
the
same kind of
series.
hot dog.
And while still revolutionary for its time,
So it was kinda
Araki
like a
was held back
bonding
by
experience
himself
over
and his
food.
editor from doing more, admitting he would have liked to take her character much further than he did. Fast forwarding to the beginning of part 6, Hideto Azuma, Araki's editor at the time, has gone on record to say that at the time of serialization, he tried to convince Araki to make Jolene a male character instead, because a female protagonist wouldn't work for a magazine meant for young boys. But Araki insisted and wouldn't budge, going on to say
it
the
worked
fact
for a
that
lot of
readers
boys,
wouldn't
female
accept a female
protagonist.
protagonist was precisely the reason Jolene had to be a woman. Number 25. In addition to that last fact, according to Hiroshi Sekiya, Araki's editor at the
Yeah, it's so weird to see them age and get old. What the fuck?
time, when starting part 5, Araki wanted to make the protagonist female at that time as well, but he convinced Araki not to, because he thought it would be
I
a
feel
tough
like
sell to
boys
readers
like
at the
girl-
time.
yeah.
Araki obviously obliged, but took this desire for a female protagonist with him to create Jolene in part 6, regardless of what his editors or readers would think. That said,
Hell
with
yeah,
Giorno,
dude.
he still didn't necessarily give in to this demand completely, because with Giorno's stand, Gold Experience, it's noted to have the ability to give life, which is allegedly a reference to the fact that women literally create life. And according to his editor once again, Araki purposely
women
made
do
Giorno
make-
somewhat
we do make them
androgynous
babies.
because he played around with the idea of revealing Giorno to actually be a woman pretending to be a man
But
much
you have to
later in
cum
part 5,
inside of
but
us
he
to make
decided
the
not to
baby.
go through with the idea. Number 26.
So we still need your
JoJo's
cum.
has always been inspired by the horror genre since the very beginning. I mean, Dio is a f***ing vampire. It doesn't get more obvious than that.
A
But you can
fucking
also easily
vampire,
find
man.
this horror inspiration through much of the imagery and body horror that Araki incorporates. Although one character Araki wanted to truly embody the horror genre would be Enya the Hag, basing her off the old lady witch-like characters that are
Dude, I
prevalent
hated-
in
I
many
hated
horror
this hag
films,
lady
and
so
making
much.
her
She
entire
pissed me the
encounter
fuck
with the
off.
Crusaders reminiscent of an old horror film beat by beat. Additionally making her son Jay Guile visually reminiscent of a merman, with his stand Hanged Man based off of a mummy.
Merman,
Number
you say?
27. While we already discussed that JoJo's moved to Ultra Jump earlier, it should also be noted that Part 7 originally started in Weekly Shonen Jump for the first 23 chapters, and back then, it wasn't officially part
You
of
would have
JoJo's
wondered
Bizarre
about it. It's a
Adventure,
really
and was
stupid
only
wonder,
called
but does
Steel
girl
Ball Run,
cum
but
smell
was
like boy
obviously
cum?
filled with tons of references to JoJo's as a whole, which confused many fans. However, once it finally
You
moved
smell
over to
your own
Ultra
stuff
Jump,
once in a
it was
while by
revealed that Steel
accident
Ball
or
Run was
purposely, right?
indeed Part 7.
I mean, we
taking
all get
place in an
curious. I
alternate
wonder
universe
if
from the
girl
rest of
cum
the
smells like
series.
boy cum.
Number 28. Jotaro is easily the most popular JoJo, or at the very least, the most recognizable. When it comes to Jotaro's conception, he was modeled after Clint Eastwood, which is why Jotaro might come off as a much rougher character compared to other shonen protagonists at the time. Clint Eastwood fit Araki's
guess
ideal
not.
for a hero perfectly, which he defines as a loner who does not do the right thing for attention, but rather goes unappreciated as a symbol of justice against evil. Jotaro's most popular pose and catchphrases were also modeled after Eastwood, as the pointing pose is supposed to directly reference Eastwood pointing
The
a 44
pointing
Magnum,
pose, dude.
whereas his catchphrases like good grief are supposed to be similar to something Eastwood would say
I like the good grief in there. Oh my god.
in one of his movies. After Jotaro became the synonym for the entire series at large, Araki has stated
Oh
that he's
my
modeled
God.
every future JoJo protagonist after Jotaro's appearance to start, before differentiating them from there. Additionally, the
They
rest
are
of the
yar
Joestar party
lars.
in Part 3 were each specifically modeled in appearance and personality to not overlap with Jotaro's characteristics.
Dude, how
For
much-
example, Kakyoin
Oh,
worked
man.
as a direct foil to Jotaro in basically every aspect.
You know what I was
and
just
Joseph,
thinking about?
being a
What if
former
you put
protagonist
a
himself,
what if you
was
put a
aged
glazed
significantly
donut
and designed to
in
look like a
between
side character
an
to
ice
make
cream
sure that readers
sandwich?
knew he was not the main character any longer.
And then you have an ice
Number
cream sandwich,
29.
glazed donut.
When it comes to the town
and
of
no,
Morio
make it
and
a
general
glazed
inspiration for
donut, but
Part 4
filled
as a
with
whole,
jelly
Araki
filled
based it
glazed
off of
donut
his
with the
hometown of
strawberry.
Sendai, specifically a residential area
Then you have
nearby
a
that was
glazed
under
donut
development.
strawberry
He came
ice
up with
cream
the idea by seeing
sandwich.
all these identical houses and all these families
Oh my
inside
God,
appearing to
heavenly.
have such a happy time. But behind closed doors,
Am
you
I
can
having
never really
fat
know
people
what
thoughts? What
darkness
the
is
hell?
lurking. There could be someone like Kira next door.
guess I'm
and
really
we'd have
fucking
no
hungry.
idea.
What the fuck?
Overall, making Araki want to illustrate the humorous, spooky, and bizarre events that could occur in everyday life as we know it. Number 30. While Araki's first editor, Ryosuke Kabashima, is no doubt responsible
Crazy,
for helping
noisy,
craft many
bizarre
of the series'
town.
signature feats by being there from the beginning, he's also the
If
reason
your brain
JoJo's
can't
ever
describe
made
the
it past
diabetes,
Part 1, as JoJo's wasn't very popular within Shonen Jump during its
Yeah,
initial
yeah, the
serialization,
diabetes on a
mainly
platter,
because it was
dude.
seen as just another fighting manga, but with a foreign protagonist, which was considered taboo for manga at the
It
time.
made so
Shonen
tasty
Jump
though,
have always
man.
been brutal with their policies on axing manga that aren't very popular with readers.
Remember
much before
when
their
KFC
intended
made it shake?
conclusions.
Yeah.
Ryosuke apparently had to repeatedly ask
It's
the
called the
editor-in-chief
Double
at the
Down, and I
time
never
not
ever got
axe
to try it
JoJo's.
because my
And
mom would always
luckily,
be like,
they
no.
didn't, even though they got close. And for that reason, we have Ryosuke
My
to
mom was
thank
like,
for
no,
having JoJo's
only
to this
for
very
fats.
day. Number 31. When it came to
Let me
Caesar's
like, but I
introduction
wanna
at the
be
time of
fat.
Part 2's serialization, multiple fans complained to Araki
But
about
Mama
his
Scooter
mere
always was like,
existence,
no.
referencing a line that Baron Zeppeli, Caesar's grandfather, had stated back in Part 1.
She made me
Zeppeli
get
claimed
the,
that he had never
the-
married,
the
nor had
kids,
a family, so
meal
Caesar's
or
sudden
whatever.
introduction made no sense based on that statement. Araki has admitted that this
She
was a
getting
mistake
crave-
and
Nah,
corrected it
dude,
for
no
future
burgers.
releases of Part 1, along with an apology.
I don't even know
Number
how the
32.
Shabanga Wanga
While writing
works.
Part 5, Araki listened to a lot of rap music to, as he says, bring out a rougher atmosphere for the manga as a whole. One example of his favorites from that time period was Snoop Dogg's album Doggy
And
Style,
there's
which
a
he
lot
thought
of
was
reasons. I just
particularly
haven't
scary.
found the
This
right
inspiration would later
person.
come back.
Hold on, let's do a story time real quick. Alright, let me turn this up a little bit. Anyway, so like I've told you guys I haven't found the right person, but like one of the reasons I'm like this is like they were going for the gusto, right? And like one time I was like, oh god, it's happening. And as soon as it got near me, I started having a panic attack and started crying, and then I ran away. And I literally left. I left like half closed. Then I went in my car and just sped away, and I just couldn't handle it. It was almost in there. It was gonna be in there, right? It was getting closer and closer. And I was like, no, 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 no. And I just freaked out and started crying, and I ran away. So that's what
In
happened.
Part
That's
8,
what
as
happened.
the stand Doggy Style was introduced in direct nod to the album's significance in the greater
Thank you
lore
for
of
my
Part
head, Pat.
5's
Thank you.
conception. Number 33. Araki has had multiple assistants over the years, but the most well-known is no doubt Kei Sanbei, who you might know as the mangaka who wrote the popular series Erased.
But
During his time in
my
school,
Mama Spider's
Sanbei
always
came
like,
across
what
a job
grandchildren
listing
would?
in Weekly Shonen Jump from Araki, requesting for
Like,
new
I don't know,
assistants.
dude, or
While
when
not
I find the right
particularly
partner.
a fan of JoJo's himself, its wide variety of backgrounds and foreign settings enticed him to
I
submit
do want to
an
have at
application.
least like 2
After
or
applying
3
twice,
babies.
Sanbei was accepted into Araki's team around the time of Part
I
2's
think, I think
serialization
if
and was
I
eventually
decide to have
promoted
them, I will
chief
have 3.
assistant. He would go on to work for Araki for a total of 8 years, leaving halfway through Part 5
I
to
bet
pursue
people
his
thought
own
he was a
career as a
rapist.
manga artist, with Araki's blessing and faith in his ability.
Yeah, I
Number
didn't even think
34.
about them.
That
I never
star-shaped thing
answered
on
any of their
Abakio's
texts
head
or
is actually
anything. I
a
just
hat that
kind of
acts like a
ghosted them. I
hairband.
feel like a villain
Number
now.
35. In Part 3, Dio yelled at Joseph
Feel
that
bad
his
about
stand,
it, but
Hermit
I
Purple,
just wasn't
was
ready.
in fact the weakest stand. However, in Part 6, during a flashback that takes place before the events of Part 3, Dio discusses the weakest stand with Pucci, stating it to be Survivor. This can likely be explained by the fact that Dio likes to talk mad shit, and Hermit Purple was actually not the weakest stand. Number 36. When developing the stands
Man, we're learning so much about goddamn JoJo. Holy fuck,
for
dude.
Part 4 in particular, Araki wanted to focus on illustrating the themes of mental and emotional weakness, and the characters who used these stands were simply consumed by their own flaws and imperfections. That said, Araki ended up receiving a lot of complaints from readers, and even his editors
But I
claiming
think
that the
Mama
enemy
Spider's
stands
getting
in Part
more
4
and more
were weak
impatient
as a
with me,
result.
wanting me to
This probably
procreate.
explains why the stands in Part 6 are bad shit crazy. Number
She's like,
37.
she's like getting
Although it
really
was never
antsy about
officially
it.
shown within the
She
context
cries
of the
too
story,
sometimes. Like,
it's
I'm
canon
never
that
gonna
the
have
stone masks
grandchildren.
from Part 1 and 2 are capable of bringing out
I'm
stands.
like, come on, I'll
Number
get to it when I
38.
want to.
Jean-Pierre Polnareff's name is based off of Araki's 3 favorite French celebrities. The actors
Yeah,
Alain
she's really
Delon
impatient.
and Jean-Paul
And
Belmondo,
Fatherkin
and the
is also
musician
really
Michel
impatient about it.
Polnareff. Number 39. Mista can fire his
Like,
stand,
Father
Sex Pistols from
Spiderkin,
any
like,
gun. It's not
he's like,
exclusive
come
to his
on,
personal
you can do
revolver,
it.
though because of his accuracy in general, he doesn't have to use a machine
When I was
gun or
growing up,
anything.
it was like super protective, right? It was like, no, you can't talk to this person, no. But now that I'm like a grown-ass adult, like, they're like, come on, get out there.
Like that. The reason he likely wouldn't use any other gun is simply because he would have to load up a magazine with his bullets. And if he had 4 bullets in the cartridge, he wouldn't be able to fire it because
I
of his
remember at
touchophobia.
one point, like, they
Number
wouldn't even
40.
allow me to
When it
talk
comes
to
Johnny
non-Asian.
Joestar being a disabled protagonist, he
I think
wasn't
Asian
originally
people,
intended to
Asian
be
families
disabled,
are the most
according to Araki.
racist
However,
in the
after
beginning, but
researching
then
and
as we get
brainstorming
used to
various
other
ways for
people,
his
we open
protagonist
up
to
a lot.
overcome hardship, he came up with the idea because
But
it
like
would
in the
truly
beginning, it was
illustrate a
like, no.
protagonist who would grow both physically and mentally in a
Not
situation
Asian.
where he would be
Not
forced
Asian.
to rely on other people, and his horse for that matter. Regardless, Johnny has become a big symbol for disabled representation in manga. Number 41. The entirety of Part 5 takes place within a total of 8 days.
Like, okay, let me do story time. God damn it. How do you... Like, I remember, like, in junior high, I had this female, I had this female friend of mine, and she was, like, coming over. And we were gonna do study, and I just remember that this was my first black friend, by the way. And I just remember, like, when we get in, they didn't take their shoes off in the isekai. And so, like, father just was like this. And was like, and then, like, they rushed me up to the room, and they're like, you allow a criminal into our household? And they don't even have honor to take off shoes? And I was like, I'll explain, and they're not a criminal. Why do you think they're a criminal? And they're like, they're kind always criminal. And I'm like, they're kind not always criminal. Like, you could say that about every race. Like, there's criminals in every race. And they're like, no, no, no. Let this be the last time.
Number 15.
And so it literally was for like...
Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
I didn't even know I had that as a redeem with that, but yeah, so it was like it's like another year until I could allow them to. I know, no race Rooney. I'm not being race Rooney. I'm just describing a racist
Number
story.
15.
I got you.
Twerking
Okay, fine.
chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
Days. Number 42. Vanilla Ice's stand is named Cream, which was
Yes,
revealed in
you
the art
guys are
book
silly.
JoJo 6251. Additionally, Cream is the first
But yeah,
stand in the series to
for a
be named
year I
after
couldn't
a
have them
band,
over.
and the name is meant to be a pun. Vanilla Ice Cream. Number 43. Adding on to the last fact a bit, the art book JoJo 6251 got its
Leave it there,
name
my
because
head
there
that
were
thing.
6,251 pages of JoJo's in existence when the book was announced. And in part
Double
8,
head
the
pad, holy
experimental
moly,
drug
thank you.
created by the rock humans
Wait
at the
a minute,
hospital
you
was
guys aren't gonna
named
throw shit at me,
Lokakaka
right?
6251 in reference to this art book. Number
I always feel like it's
44.
always coming.
One
Like
of
you
the
guys
most
are gonna
popular
hit me
JoJo
immediately
theories
after I
is
get
that
a
the frog
hit.
phone used by Doppio in Part 5 is actually the distant descendant of the frog that Baron Zeppeli punched in Part 1. You thought JoJo's was about the Joestar bloodline and their hijinks through the years? It's actually been about the Toadstar bloodline this entire time. Number 45.
The Toadstar bloodline?
Although
What
it's
the
been
hell?
over
Ow.
20 years since he made this list, when asked about his top
I
10
like how my
favorite
brain
characters
has
in
a
the
slow
series,
reaction to
Araki
that.
listed
It's like
them
it
as
literally
follows.
2 seconds
Number
after.
10
Ow.
was Dio. Number 9 was Shigechi. Number 8 was Jotaro. Number 7
My
was
brain
Mista.
is so slow,
Number
I
6
swear to
was
God.
Joseph. Number 5 was Giorno. Number 4 was Diavolo and Doppio. Number 3 was Bucciarati. Number 2 was Kira. And number 1 was Josuke. If he was asked to give his list today, I imagine it would be significantly different. Number 46. During Part 3's initial serialization, the tarot cards presented were based on the real-life tarot deck, Tarot
Yeah,
of
but things
Marseille.
were really
They
like
were
that when
later
I was
updated
growing
with
up.
original
Things
art
were
in the volume
weird, you know?
releases. Number 47. Originally, Josuke's
I
stand,
feel like
Soft
things were
and
a little
Wet,
too
was going to have
extreme
the
back
ability
then,
to
but,
attach
like, they've
screws to
changed.
various objects and people. However, this concept was later given to Joshu's stand, Nut King Call, instead. Number 48. The turtle featured in Part 5 is named Coco Jumbo. However, it was only given a name
Coco
much later
Jumbo.
in the art book JoJo A Go-Go. And on its stand page, it even mentions how nobody bothered to name the turtle itself
I want
within the
some
story.
Jumbo
Number
Coco
49.
now.
While Josuke's stand, Crazy Diamond,
Like
got
I
its
really like do you guys like hot cocoa?
namesake from the Pink Floyd song
I
Shine
really
On, You
really
Crazy
fucking love
Diamond.
hot cocoa,
Within the
dude.
context of the story itself, we learned that Jotaro
want some hot
is the
cocoa
one who
now,
named
so bad.
Crazy Diamond, which was revealed at the end of Chapter 8 within
Crazy
the manga.
Diamond's a
Number
cool power, by
50.
the way. I
On
really
the
like
cover
that
of the
power.
JoJonium release of Volume 2 from Part 1, Araki redrew Baron Zeppeli in his modern style. Something interesting to note about this would be that the cane Zeppeli is holding has a steel ball as the handle, which is a reference
Red
to
Red,
his
I've been
alternate
playing with the
universe
Hisumi. Yeah, I've been playing with the Hisumi Miko and figurine you gave me, but I keep it in the box. So I'm just playing with the box, and it's like a referee for the plushies, and it's like a corrupt referee, and like it's having like it started a referee faction.
Gyro Zeppeli from
Anyways,
Part 7. Number 51. Kira was
She is a
originally meant to
corrupt
have
referee.
a backstory within Part 4, but Araki ended up having to leave it out, going on to say, his mother was in essence abusing him, but his father would always turn a blind eye to it. All the trouble Kira's father goes through to protect Kira in the story is because he
Again,
felt bad
I'm
for
glad
what he
I was
did.
never abused.
That said, if I included this whole backstory
the only
in
abuse
the
I
manga,
have is
Kira
getting
would
hit by
likely end up being
sandals
a
and
very
being
sad
like,
villain, and people wouldn't
you're
see
a
him
failure.
as the enemy. I couldn't include this, or rather, maybe I wasn't able
It's
to
always
because
funny.
this was
It's
a
always
magazine
funny.
for a
It's
younger
always like,
audience.
failure.
Number 52. The three stands that have appeared
Like,
the
I'm
most
not a
within the
failure.
story are Silver Chariot with 367 panels, Sex Pistols with 385 panels, and finally Star Platinum with 398 panels. Number 53. When initially mapping out the plans for Part 3's
Number
serialization,
53.
Araki was in a room with multiple editors
Kawaii
and
butt
Shonen
sex.
Jump staff, where he pitched the idea for Part 3 as a modern retelling of Dracula, but on a much grander scale. Apparently only one person in the room liked the idea. Number 54. Araki confirmed in an interview that Jotaro's hat is, in fact, a part of his head. Number 50.
Wait, what? So the hat is actually part of his hair? Well, no.
55. As far as the various protagonists go, we
It
only
doesn't
know
make
the birthdays
sense,
of the
no.
following. Jonathan was born on April 4th of 1868.
The Sex
Joseph
Pistols?
was born September 27th of 1920.
Magical
Giorno was
hair
born
hat.
on April
Oh,
16th
yeah.
of 1985. And finally, Josuke was created on August 19th of 2011. The rest of the protagonists only have
Number
the year of birth known rather
15,
than an exact date.
Twerking Chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a
Why is there
boner
two of them?
until
What
your
the
balls
fuck?
bust.
Number 56. Trish from Part 5
When
is
did
based
I
off of
even
the
make that a
American model
redeem?
Trish
What the
Goff
hell?
in both name and appearance. This inspiration came from the fact that Araki is simply a big fan of the model, and even changed her birthday from
I
April
came
19th to June
spinning
8th
the
to match
chicken,
Goff's
the-
actual birthday. Number 57. In Part 6, a new stand was introduced
Yeah, I probably
called
have key
Earth,
sources
Wind, and
for it.
Fire.
Is that,
However, Araki failed to remember that he'd actually already used this stand name before.
Is
as
that
it
a
was the
source you
name of
made, Cookie, or is that
Mikitaka
like a
Hazakura's
source
stand
and
from
mix it
Part
up?
4. This was fixed in the volume releases, changing the stand's name to Planet Waves. Number 58. The character Anne.
Guys, I'm gonna roll the show a little bit more, but I gotta make a PB. So I'm gonna go do PB. Please behave. Don't throw things at me endlessly. And I don't want to come back to you guys making out with each other again.
Originally didn't have a name within the manga, but was given a name Anne within the anime because producer Hisataka Kasuma felt it was odd for a character spending so much time with the main group to not have a name. Araki has also additionally gone on to say that he wanted to make her a member of the group, but had trouble including her in life or death situations. Had he decided to add her to the group officially, he would have had her develop a stand along the way. Number 59. Funny Valentine can play the mandolin with his feet.
Whoa, that's a genuinely shocking fact.
Number 60. Fist of the North Star was one of the bigger influences for JoJo's early on, in particular with the use of gore and the beefcake muscle bodies. These days, the mangaka behind Fist of the North Star, Tetsuo Hara, and Araki are actually friends and dine together quite often. Number 61.
Number 15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust. Number 15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust. Number 15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust. Number 15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust. Number 15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
One trip from the West Coast to the deserts, one from the Great Plains to the Mississippi River and Chicago, and then one to New York, which would be the finish line. He was specifically surprised by the
Stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
How are you guys doing? Oh no, you guys were kissing
Number
again. Gosh, Nate.
15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
Visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly
Hey,
worried
what's
about
wrong with
this.
my bathtub? Aw.
I win
No, don't hit
every
me.
time,
Ow.
'cause I'm the best. And so are you.
You guys had one job, not to be kissing each other.
pure unending scale of the Midwestern United States, stating how it would be almost impossible to escape an enemy from afar because there is simply no way to get away from them in that open wasteland. Had he not gone to experience it himself, he said he wouldn't have been able to do it such
Can
justice
never leave you
within the
guys
manga.
alone. You guys
He
always
also
end
went
up
on to
making
say,
out.
the Midwest felt empty and lifeless, and made me wonder if there was any fun to living there at all. You want to guess who lives in the middle of the Midwest? Number 64. In addition to the last fact, Araki has obviously taken multiple trips to different parts of the world for personal vacations, along with traveling specifically to research other locations for his manga. A notable example
Yeah, some
includes
cuckoo
Venice,
birds,
Italy,
yeah.
for research relating to Part 5.
They're out of
But when
control,
asked what the worst
Uni.
location he's been to was, Araki was quick to answer Egypt as the worst place he's ever visited.
But they're cute.
Which he
You guys
also
are so
cited as
cute.
one
I
of the
love you guys
reasons Dio
anyways.
is holed up in Egypt for the final battle of Part 3. Because where else would evil incarnate be, aside from the most evil place
They're so
on
cute,
Earth? Obviously,
dude.
he's joking on Egypt actually being evil, but his bad experience in Egypt no doubt was
Dude, I had
illustrated
so
within
much
the manga.
pee inside my
Number
bladder.
65. The orangutan from Part 3
It felt
is
like I was
named
gonna pee
Forever.
like a whole
His
gallon or
name wasn't
something,
actually
dude.
officially known until the year 2000 when it was revealed in the PlayStation port of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure video game.
Number 66.
In Part 6, while Made in Heaven
not
is
an
speeding
AO,
up
I just had to
time,
pee a
mangaka
lot.
weren't able to make their deadlines because ink dries
It's like
before
so
it can even
goddamn
touch
much
the
pee,
paper.
man. Like, it
However,
just
there
kept
was
coming
still
out.
one mangaka who could make the deadline. That
Pee is
being
stored in the balls.
Rohan, meaning he is literally so fast.
Nah,
he's
man, but I
unaffected
don't
by
have
Made in
any,
Heaven.
so where's
Number
mine stored?
67. Bucciarati's stand, Sticky Fingers, was inspired in both
Is it
name
stored in
and
the
ability
ovaries,
by the
dude?
Rolling Stones album, Sticky Fingers, as the vinyl version of the album featured a
They
functioning
remember,
zipper,
did you-
giving
oh, yeah,
Araki the
that's
idea
right,
to create a stand
oh.
that works with zippers as a result. Number 68. Back in 2007, Shoto
He
Nakagawa
is
had an
stored in
interview with
balls and
Araki
girls
where
don't
she was
have
overly
those.
obsessed with the
Oh.
idea of marrying Jotaro, and getting beat up by him, for that matter. Yikes. Read
Maybe
through
it's
that
stored in
interview
the
and you'll know
ovaries for
exactly what
us.
I mean. Because of this experience, Araki created the hypothetical son of both Shoko and Jotaro.
That would suck. I hope it's
aptly
not stored in
named
there.
Joe Kujo. Number 69. Midler.
That's
one of
some
the
lag. Am I lagging? Am I dropping frames? What's lagging?
minor antagonists of Part 3, never had her full appearance shown in the manga. Rather, she was only seen from the waist down after being defeated, with Polnareff commenting that there was no point in looking at her because Jotaro knocked all her stand's teeth out. However, while Capcom was
delay?
developing the
Oh, okay.
1998 JoJo's fighting game, they wanted to use Midler as a playable
Let me
character,
reload my
but
model
because
just
her
in
appearance
case.
was never fully revealed, they asked Araki to give her a complete redesign, wanting her to look somewhat like a belly dancer. Araki obliged, and now
Just
her
a
new
delay.
look is
Goddamn
official
delay.
in any new art pieces depicting her. Number 70. Mirashan no doubt has one of the most interesting hairstyles
What was I
in
doing?
the
Oh,
series,
yeah.
which is saying a lot by itself. But the inspiration behind it was simply based upon the idea of someone spying on you through their hair.
I
which
remember when
Araki
I
thought
was,
would
like,
be rather
18.
creepy. Number 71. While
And they did
stands
this
weren't
one
introduced
person-
until Part 3, Araki has stated that if the Crusaders
And,
were
like-
to travel back
like,
in time,
did
for
you were
instance, to
obsessed
the
with
events
my
of Part
butt?
2, they'd still be able to see Hermit Purple
Just
wrapped
remember
around
him
a
not
younger
slapping
Joseph
my butt
Joestar,
every day.
meaning that stand users can still technically
Like,
have their
I
stand
go over
visually
and
before
visit
it
and
ever
then I
awakens.
just slap my butt
Number
and I dumped
72.
them after a while, because
Yukako's
it made me
personality
uncomfortable
and
after a
obsession
while.
with Koichi was a direct reference to the Stephen King book and horror
Like,
film
wait, what's with you
Misery.
in my butt?
Number 73. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
Leave my
All-Star
butt
Battle
alone.
is
My
one
butt
of the
needs
only
privacy.
27 video games of all time to receive a perfect score from Famitsu, one of the most popular and heavily respected game
But
review
yeah, they like
magazines in
grabbing my
Japan,
butt.
also making it the only licensed video game to receive a perfect score. Number 74. When it comes to the conception
I don't
of
even have
Iggy,
that much
it all
butt.
started simply because Araki wanted
Actually,
the
I do.
Crusaders to have a
I
pet,
I
although
kind of do,
similarly
but
to
I don't think I
Kakyoin and
did
Polnareff,
back then.
Iggy wasn't meant to join the main group or even have a stand for
Oh
that
shit,
matter,
summertime
as the
Spindra.
Fool
Oh,
was
God,
meant to
God,
be
God.
an enemy stand, and also the very last stand that he had to assign from the tarot cards.
I hear my
he
grandma
specifically chose a
fart
dog
too,
for
what?
the role because he figured a cat would end up betraying the group
Ew,
somewhere down the
ew,
line.
grandma
And
farts,
as far as
ew.
the dog breed goes, he selected the Boston
Did a whole
Terrier
bunch of
because he
dust
felt
come
it
out
would
of your
work well
grandma's
with the black and
asshole?
white manga art style. Araki wasn't originally much of a dog lover
Then a whole
either,
bunch of dust
evident by
comes out
dogs
when
getting
she farts.
demolished in like every single part of the series. But as he
God
kept
damn,
drawing
why
Iggy,
does he hate
ended up
dogs so
falling
much?
in love with dogs and wanted to get a Boston Terrier of
Like,
his
dogs
own.
die
But
in the
because he
send
felt
me
like
a
he
lot,
couldn't take
guys.
care
So
of
if
a
you're
dog
like a
properly
big
on
dog,
a mangaka's
dog
schedule,
fan,
he
then you might
opted
not
not
like
to get
this
one
anime.
after all.
Man move.
Considering Iggy was the first animal featured in JoJo's with a main role, and would also partake in the first
JoJo
animal
with a
stand
man.
battle, Araki studied and referenced the manga Silverfang the Shooting Star Gain. Number 75. Throughout Part 8's serialization, Tsurugi
How many facts are there?
Higashitaka had a
Jesus
total of
Christ.
3 different corrections to his age, as during his first introduction he was noted to be 2 years old. However, this was later changed to 9
grandmother
years
is
old
more
in the
of a
volume
father than-
releases.
oh.
Much later on in the story, it is mentioned that Tsurugi is now 10, which causes his curse to take effect. However,
Tsurugi.
during a flashback with Jobin, he noted that Tsurugi is now 11, meaning that either Jobin doesn't even know his own son's age, or there is something wrong here. Number
Who
76.
knows? You don't need to
Back
keep
in
track of your
1996, during
your
an interview
person's
with
age,
Kappa
you know?
magazine, Araki stated that Vanilla Ice was by far one of his
Vanilla Ice. Dum 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 dum.
least favorite characters, simply because he couldn't
Ice,
stand
ice,
the
baby.
idea of drawing him. Number 77.
Dum, dum, dum,
The
dum, dum,
concept
dum,
for
dum.
Yasuho's stand, Paisley Park, came from Araki's personal familiarity with older GPS units that would list the wrong directions. While Paisley Park's ability would be the exact opposite of taking you to the wrong place, the bad directions aspect would be used during its introduction. Number 78.
What the fuck? He has an old
There
man
have been numerous theories
farty
about
smell?
Josuke's savior over the years. The most popular
Yeah.
and controversial being that it's actually Josuke himself from the future
Old
saving
man
himself by
farty
pushing
smell,
the car.
no.
That said, the identity of this character has never been
Experience,
revealed.
I
In
experienced
fact,
that
it
enough
appears as
from
though
Father's
it never will
Booter.
be, or wouldn't really matter regardless.
Spooter
As Araki has
farts
been
are
asked
nasty,
directly
man. I'm
about
telling
this
you,
in a
Father
few different
Spooter's
interviews,
farts,
and has
man.
either decided not to comment or state that it's irrelevant and was
And
merely
he always
Josuke's
thinks they're
memory.
so funny.
Number
Why do guys
79.
think their farts are
While
funny?
Araki never gave a concrete explanation as to what the Holy Corpse in Part 7 was,
He
went
always,
on to
like,
clarify
burst
that
out
he
laughing
developed
when
it
he does the
specifically
loudest
as a
farts
symbol
ever.
of purity, rather than basing it on
Like
anyone
Super
or
Kamehameha
anything,
wave
going on to
farts,
say
you
that
know?
anyone who obtained the Holy Corpse is guaranteed to find true happiness. Number 80.
Yeah,
In
kinda
chapter
like that,
25
yeah.
of Part 4, on the cover page of that chapter, there is some manga falling out of Hazamada's locker. One of those volumes is the manga, GP
They're
Boy,
funny, but why is not queefing funny?
which was put there as a nod to one of Araki's assistants, Hirohisa
There's a
Onikubo,
fart
who illustrated
discrepancy.
GP Boy when it was serialized back in 1990. Number 81. According
We
to
play a
Araki,
farting
Fugo was
creature
originally
vid-
going
oh.
to secretly be a spy for Diavolo, and Giorno was going to be forced to kill him as a result. However, Araki was going through some pretty rough stuff in his personal
Food
life
time.
at the
Hello,
time,
Dr.
and
Saban.
felt that he
God damn
wasn't
it, you
mentally
stupid
able to
little net.
illustrate such a betrayal by a close
I
friend.
have a net in
And
my
thinking
room and it
readers
won't
would
leave
feel
me
the same way
alone.
about
Get away
such a
from my
turn of
drink, you
events,
little
he
bitch.
decided to make Fugo leave the group willingly instead. Number 82. Made in Heaven's original stand name was Stairway to Heaven, which was based off the Led Zeppelin
Dum,
song
dum,
of
dum,
the same
dum,
name.
dum.
However, in the volume release of its debut, it was changed to Made in Heaven after the Freddie Mercury song and Queen album. The reason for this was likely
Freddie
because
Mercury.
Araki figured
Number
Made in Heaven was more
15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
symbolic of what Pucci was trying to achieve. Number 83.
I don't know
In
why I have
chapter
2
99
sources.
of
I'll fix it
JoJolion,
tomorrow.
While explaining female rock humans and
You know
they
how
are
I do things around here. I'm
indistinguishable from
lazy
normal
as
human
shit.
women, both Enya and Hermes are shown. This could
Actually,
imply
I'm gonna
one
try to
of
fix
two
it now.
things. Either that in the original universe of JoJo's,
Yeah,
both
this
Enya
makes it
and
up
Hermes were
sound,
actually rock
so-
humans this entire time, though this wouldn't exactly make sense within the continuity.
I don't know
If
where
that
it's coming
was the
from,
case,
actually.
though, with Hermes in particular, since she received her stand
I don't
via
know.
the broken stand arrow, she would be one of the only 5% of rock
Ow,
humans who don't
my brain
naturally
stopped
have a
working.
stand. Or if not from the original universe, it implies that Enya and Hermes in this alternate timeline are both
Wait, do
rock
I have 2
humans,
sound
and
alerts
their
or something?
appearances are pretty much the exact same as the original universe. Number 84.
Yeah,
While nearing
I
the
have
end
an
of
idea
Part 6's
there.
serialization,
Redeem it again.
Araki found himself feeling like he had reached the peak of his career, and his overall creativity for that matter. Feeling he had
Oh, it's on
accomplished
a
everything
5-minute
he had
cooldown,
wanted to
okay.
accomplish with the series, its characters, and their abilities. This feeling
forgot
felt
that I
so
put it
wrong
on
to
5
him
minutes.
that
God
he
damn it.
decided to change his original ending for Part 6 to give himself a way to go back to the beginning of the series and do things differently. While I'm obviously not going to spoil what that means for the ending of Part 6,
I think I
there have been
fixed it,
numerous
though,
instances
guys.
in older
It should only
interviews
be
where
one
Araki
turkey
stated that if
chicken,
he
yeah.
ever rewrote Part 1, he would make Jonathan a much different
Yeah,
character,
it's definitely
as
only
he
gonna
felt
be
he
one
made
now.
him too pure. Well, he did exactly this with Part 7, as it acts as an alternate
Eat it,
universe
you're a
retelling
spooter.
of
I'm not
Part
gonna
1,
eat a
giving
gnat.
himself that opportunity to redo Jonathan Joestar as
I've already
Johnny
eaten
Joestar,
one on
and
stream
make those changes he'd
accidentally,
been
and it didn't
pondering
taste
for
very
so
good.
long. And if it wasn't for feeling completely
Tasted
content
like
with
rotting
JoJo's
barbecue
as a
sauce. Oh,
whole,
yeah, that's
this
because the
never would
barbecue
have
sauce
happened,
was
and
rotting.
the series likely would have ended for good after
I forget
Part
that I
6.
have rotting
Number
barbecue
85.
sauce still on
The
my
reason
desk. It's like one of those little, like, Wendy's barbecue sauce packets.
Josuke's face is never shown in the Rohan OVAs is
A
simply
tray.
because
They call
Rohan
it a tray, a
absolutely hates
dipping tray.
Josuke.
I don't know.
Number
The little cube
86.
thingy.
While he wasn't originally going to be a member of the Crusaders, Araki did entertain the idea of Whole Horse switching sides and joining the group multiple times throughout Part 3.
I like my
The
Wendy's
most notable
nuggies,
moment he
man.
considered it would be after Avdol was temporarily
I
taken
need
out
to
of commission
clean.
by
I need
Whole
to
Horse
clean. My
himself,
desk is
even
looking
going
like
on
an
to draw
Asmund
Whole Horse in a
Asmund
color
Gold
page with
desk
the
or
remaining
something.
Crusaders at the time. That said, Avdol was always meant to come back.
Does that mean
rather
I'm
than
gonna
being
become
replaced.
bald?
But Araki eventually decided Whole Horse would
wonder
offset
if
the
I'm gonna
balance of
become
the group's
bald
dynamic,
because I have a
being too
messy
similar in
room and
personality to
desk.
Polnareff, and struggling to figure out a way to
Like, there's
properly
so many
incorporate
goddamn
his
plushies
stand
in my
Emperor
room, and
into
it's so
future
messy
fights
in
as
here.
an ally ability. Number 87. To continue
Where's
the
the
last
clean?
fact
I
a
need to
little
make.
bit,
Should I
Kohei
make
Kadono
one?
and Tasuku Kurasuma
Wouldn't that
recently
take too
released
long?
a
That would
JoJo
take too
spin-off
long, though.
series called Crazy Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak. This is the first JoJo spin-off manga not written by Araki himself, and it debuted on December 18th of 2021, making it still ongoing at the time of making this video. The interesting thing about it being
You guys have no idea how much. Like, okay, like, let me do story time. Okay, so I hate to admit this, but I put out 2 of those mousetrap thingies. And technically, there's 2 dead rats in my room that I'm too lazy to clean up. So there's like this part of the room that just smells like farts and death or something. And so I just look at it and I'm like, ew, they're so gross looking, and it's the snap traps too, so they're like all broken and shit. I mean, their bodies anyways, right? So I'm just like, goddamn, there's actually 2 dead rats in my room. They're not even mice or anything, they're rats. But I don't want to clean it because I don't know what kind of germs I'll get. And I guess I could sweep them into a trash bag or something. I don't know, I'm just gonna let them decay and they'll become skeletons eventually, right? I mean, they will become skeletons eventually though. So I'm just gonna let nature take care of it, you know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind, dude.
That Whole Horse takes the mantle as the protagonist in this spin-off. Taking place in 1999, Whole Horse makes his way to Morio after trying to help
I share
an old
that in
lady
common
find
with
her missing
Asmongold,
parrot.
but there's
And of
dead
course,
rats in
while
my
he's
room.
there, he runs into Josuke. Give it a read for yourself to see what happens from there. Number 88. While Crazy Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak was the first JoJo spin-off not written by Araki, another spin-off released on the same day, that being Fujiko's Bizarre Worldly Wisdom, Whitesnake's Miscalculation.
I think that's where all the flies are coming
from, It takes
from,
place
too.
in part 6, directly after Jolene
Well, yes,
receives
they're not
Jokuto's Star
technically
Platinum
flies
disc.
or fruit
Fuji and
flies
Whitesnake
or whatever,
obviously want to
but
take
yeah.
care of her at this point. But there was one
It
additional
takes over a
prisoner
year
they
to
forgot
happen
about,
inside your... well, it'll
Fujiko.
be fine.
And while not much is known about them yet, another 2 spin-offs
Out of sight,
involving
out of
Lisa
mind, dude.
and
I'll just
Iggy
throw
have
a,
recently
I'll
been
just throw a
announced.
paper towel over
Nah,
it.
I need it. During the anime production of Part 4,
That'll take
Araki
care of it.
approached
Just
Data
a couple
Productions
paper
with the
towels
suggestion
over
that they
their
include
dead
Kira
bodies,
in
it'll
several
be fine.
background shots early on to foreshadow his role as the main antagonist later. The reason he suggested this is because during the original serialization, Araki didn't realize Kira was going to be the main antagonist of Part 4 until much later on when he first introduced Kira, and had he known this earlier, he would have added foreshadowing up to
What?
his
No one else
introduction.
has dead rats in
Number
the room? Come on,
90.
man. You
Naranja's
gotta kill him,
span
right?
Aerosmith is actually piloted by a tiny pilot named Mr. Smith. Number 91. While Joseph Joestar does appear in Part 4 at the age of 79,
This
he
is a lot of
clearly
Joestar
didn't age
information.
very
Holy
well,
shit,
and
man.
therefore doesn't appear in Part 5 or Part 6. However, according to Araki, Joseph is actually still alive during the events of Part 6. Or I guess it's possible that he is. As Araki's exact words were, he's likely still alive, albeit a little dumber. If
I
this
mean, they're really
information is indeed
stinky, so I
true,
don't know how
that
to-
would put
I don't know
Joseph
how to
at the
get them
ripe age
into-
of
into a bag or
91
something.
during those events. Number 92. When Anasui was first introduced
Guys, do you want me to actually go put the rats in a bag or something?
in Stone Ocean, he was depicted completely differently, with shorter hair and even appearing to be female. There are many differing reports on why he was later changed to male, or why his appearance was changed at all, so I implore you to do some research for yourself on this one and come to your own conclusion.
Obviously.
But in
Well, maybe I
2019,
should.
Araki was asked about this at a panel, and he stated that at the
Can I tell you something more about it? Like, okay, so, like, I know this sounds terrible, right? So they were making that horrible, high-pitched, like, sound of being in pain because they're rats and their little necks were in the trap or whatever. So, you know those tomatoes that have those needles? Like those really long needles? I just used, because I am really good at biology. I just got some of those long needles and stuck it into their hearts, and then they died almost immediately. Because they wouldn't stop squeaking for like over an hour. And I was like, shut up, you little
Number
bitches, just die already.
15. Twerking chicken. The twerking chicken tries to give you a boner until your balls bust.
I guess I technically crucified a couple of rats. Does that make me a villain? Am I a bad person now?
time, he wanted to push the boundaries of what was considered beautiful by creating a
Thank
very
you for that,
androgynous
thank
character
you.
that went beyond the standard definition of
Am
genders.
I okay?
So
I'm
the simple
fine. I had to
explanation is
do
that
what I
he
had to
had a
do.
female design in mind initially, but wanted to go more
They
of
wouldn't
an
stop
androgynous
squeaking, it
route
was
and
really
redesigned
annoying.
him. The other explanation given by most fans would be that Anasui simply used his stand, diver down, to change his appearance so he could enter the female side of the prison without being noticed. In the anime, this is ignored completely, and Anasui has his normal appearance from the start. Number 93. Something interesting to point out would be the fact that Jotaro is 6 foot 5 inches tall.
Look, you guys, once in a while you have to execute a rat, okay? I'm sorry I had to do it, but at least it was merciful.
So it's clear
it
that
was
Jotaro
instant.
is a lot taller and even more muscular for that matter.
Yeah, you just
Well,
put the
real
needle
kicker
in, and then
here
they,
is that
you know, they
both weigh
squeak
the
once,
exact
and then they
same at
rip a Rooney, you know?
181 pounds or 82 kilograms.
It would have been worse
You
if
might
I
be
just
asking
left them
yourself how this
suffering
is
for
possible.
hours.
So, I'll just leave this here.
I was
Number
trying to sleep and they
94.
wouldn't shut the
In
fuck
part
up,
8,
so I was like,
every member
okay,
of the
I'm gonna get
Higashihara
my
family
sewing
have
needles
stands,
and
But the thing
poke
you might not have noticed would be that each of their stands have the word king somewhere in their name.
I'm never
Paper
gonna
Moon
use those
King,
sewing
King
needles ever
Nothing,
again, though,
California
because
King
they're kind
Bed,
of stuck in the
Speed
rats.
King, Nut King Call, Walking Heart, Awaken 3 Leaves, and Space Trucking. Number 95. Polnareff wasn't originally
Come on, don't leave me
supposed to
hanging. You
appear in
guys are
Part
acting
5
like I'm
or
some
any
kind of
future part
monster
for
or
that
something.
matter, as Araki wasn't interested in bringing him back. But all throughout Part 4,
Guys, I'm
Araki
not a
received
monster.
multiple
Come
letters from
on,
fans
come
asking
on,
to bring
talk
him
to
back
me.
to show
Don't
what he's
leave
been
me
up to
hanging.
after Part 3. Throughout the majority of
You
Part
guys
5,
think
he
I'm
still
I
had
don't
no
know.
intention to
I
reintroduce
don't
him,
know.
but later decided at the last minute to bring him back
You guys
merely
think
to
I'm a
answer the
monster
question
now,
of
huh?
what he was up to this entire time, and show that, much like Jotaro, he was still fighting the good fight. Number 96. In Part 3, while Dio is trying
Then alright, enough Jotaro. That's enough. I'm getting a headache. Let's do something else before we gotta go. Let's do an SAP, Keith. This seems
You open
interesting.
your eyes, only to find something blocking your vision. Are those...
As a red rat, you're trying. I'm sorry, red rat. Oh no, it wasn't you, though.
teeth? Human teeth? Growing out of your eyes? Oh no.
Okay, I'll clean them
God,
up. Okay, do you guys want me to clean them? You guys really want me to clean them? Okay. I have gloves. Can I use leather gloves? Will that protect me from diseases? I have some leather gloves I can use if you guys really want me to clean the rats. Hold on, I guess I'm cleaning rats. Gosh dang. Alright, be right back. I'm cleaning. God dang it. Don't do it? Okay, maybe I'll do it later then. Alright, well, I'll clean the rats after
Taking
stream,
the
I
subway
promise.
can be a real hit or miss experience. On one hand, it's cheaper than driving, especially with gas prices these days. It's convenient, eco-friendly, and removes any potential stress about where to park. But it can also be hot, poorly maintained, and worst of all, it's filled with the public. These are the thoughts running through the woman's head as she stands on the subway on the way home from work. She holds onto a nearby pole for balance, struggling to maintain a bubble of personal
I think I
space
traumatized
as a steady
you guys.
stream
God
of new
dang it.
passengers climb on at each stop. She can feel her chest
Thank you
tightening with
for
anxiety,
following,
and she takes a deep
Setsu.
breath to loosen the stress. Just a couple more stops
Welcome,
to go,
dude.
and then she can
Welcome.
get out of here and retreat to the comfort of her apartment. The train car slows down, and the doors open
Alright,
for the
fine, and then
penultimate
clean the
stop.
little rat thingies.
Great. After this one, she'll be home free. Of course, more people climb on.
They do
Everybody
stink
has
really
places to
bad.
go,
Do
she
I put them
reminds
in a
herself.
trash bag
It's
and throw
fine.
them into
But
in the
as
trash?
one pale, jumpy-looking
Am I committing a crime if I throw them in the trash, or?
man crowds a little bit too close to the pole she's holding, she feels her anxiety levels spike again.
Cripple
Why won't
protect?
he just
Okay, I'll do
respect
that.
her personal space? Come on, buddy. It's a crowded train, but there's enough room to take a
Plus,
step
they
back.
are making a lot of they're making those little gnats, and they're getting annoying.
She's working up the nerve to say something when the train jerks suddenly, starting back up.
Thank
The
you,
sharp motion
lunch.
sends the man
Yeah,
rocking
welcome.
forward,
Thank you
and he
for
bumps into
welcoming
her
the new
hard.
person,
She feels a
Uni.
sudden sharp pain in her hand and looks down to see a speck of blood.
No, normal
Seriously?
trash is where they
She
go.
swears
Okay.
at the strange man, unable to help herself. He glances down,
They are kinda
and his eyes
stinky.
widen. He apologizes profusely and backs away from her, unmistakable terror in his eyes. A bit of an overreaction, she thinks. She just yelled a bit. It isn't as if she was going
Stinky,
to hurt him.
stinky, stinky rat.
But he pushes through the crowd, moving away from her, and she doesn't care to follow. The train slows, and the doors slide open again. Thank goodness, her stop. She shoves her way out of the train car as fast as she can and doesn't slow down until she's unlocking the door to her apartment. Time to tend to the weirdest injury she's ever gotten. She disinfects the wound on her hand and begins to apply a bandage. Now that she's slowed down,
Man, if someone bit me, I'd be so pissed off. But I'm so itty bitty that I feel like I can't like actually do any self-defense or unis or anything.
she can get a better look at it. She had assumed the guy's keys had
I guess
poked
I
her
could
or
hit
something.
somebody with a
But now,
chancla.
examining it more carefully, it looks kind
That's
of
what
like...
my Hispanic friends
a
say.
bite?
Chancla.
Did he have some kind of animal up his sleeve or something?
But I think it's just called
It all happened
sandal.
so fast, she couldn't really tell. Better to be safe than sorry. She'll go get a rabies vaccine tomorrow. With that plan in place and a bandage applied to her hand, she quickly forgets about the hellish subway ride, the nervous man, and the strange bite. The next day, she gets her rabies shot and puts the whole bizarre encounter out of her mind for good. And it stays there, out of sight and out of mind. Until about a week later, when her gums begin to ache. It starts
What
with a
the
twinge,
fuck? What
a
kind
bit
of girl are you
discomfort
dating,
one
Red?
morning that wakes her up before her alarm. But
Was
as the
she
day
like
goes
just the
on,
bat out
the
of hell or
ache
something?
grows
I would
more and
never
more
bite like
difficult to
one of my
ignore.
partners.
She finds herself chewing on her pen during meetings, alleviating the itching, painful feeling in her gums with the pressure of it. A few days later, it's all she can think about.
Ew, this
She half
one's getting
considers picking up
gross.
one of those hard plastic rings for teething babies. At that point, she realizes it's time to go to the dentist. They'll know what to do. But when the dentist leans her back in that adjustable
I've been
chair
like dating
and
this
peers
one
into her
person.
mouth,
They,
he is just as clueless as she is. Perhaps even
I don't
more
know.
so.
Like we weren't
She's
doing
presenting
anything, but we
symptoms of a
would sleep in
condition
the
known
same
as
bed.
hyperdontia, he explains. She is at
But
the
we
age
weren't
of 30
like
years
know
old,
doing the shaboinga
growing new
doinga.
teeth. Not wisdom teeth that
And I
are
just
coming in, but
remember, like,
a whole new row of
they'd
teeth
always try
just
to
behind
push
the
my
ones
head
she
down
already
to
has.
get suck action
He
or something.
advises
I'd
her
be
to
like, no,
come
no, no,
back
no.
in once the teeth have grown in all the way, and they can discuss next steps then.
They were just
She
like,
calls
come
in sick
on,
to
babe,
work the
just
next day.
once,
She lies
just
and
the
tells
tip.
him
I'm
it's the
like,
flu.
oh,
How could she explain the truth? But at least there's a
that
solution
that
in sight.
that, that
The
relationship
dentist will
ended
help her
badly.
figure out what to do next. And surely this will be the worst of it, right? Unfortunately, she couldn't be more
Because
wrong.
they got
When
really
she wakes up the
mad
next
and
day, she
they
notices some
stole a lot of
difficulty
my
breathing through her
games.
nose, accompanied by a feeling of
They
discomfort
stole a lot of
in
my
her
original
nostrils.
Game Boy games that my
great.
uncle
Is she
gave me.
actually
I'm really mad about it because they stole my favorite Kirby game.
sick now? She
Like,
goes
how
to
you
blow
can
her
steal my
nose,
Kirby
but nothing comes
Dreamland
out.
game or what?
She
I think
rubs
it
at her
was
nostrils
the
and
one
is
where you.
startled by a sudden
don't know, it
sharp
was a Game Boy
pain
game.
and the sensation of something solid in there. What the hell is going on? She rushes to the bathroom mirror, tilting her
It
head
was a
back to
bit
get a better
crazy,
look.
yeah, I bet.
When she can make out what is blocking her nostrils, her jaw drops. Teeth. They're smaller than the ones in her
Stole
mouth
my
and
goddamn
somewhat
Kirby,
obscured,
man.
but there's no doubt
And my Game Boy Color that my uncle gave me, and I've never gotten my Game Boy Color back.
about it. Little rows of teeth have erupted inside of her nose. She calls her dentist and schedules
Ew,
an
man,
immediate
this is
appointment.
foul, man.
She
Teeth
struggles to
inside her
explain on the
nose.
phone, but
Goddamn.
no matter what words she chooses, she knows the doctor won't truly understand until he sees her condition with his own eyes. And when he does see it, he can't stop himself from crying out in shock.
Dude, I would
This
have,
is
I
no
would need to have
ordinary case of
nose
hyperdontia.
teeth, man.
This
Ew.
is something else entirely, something that should be medically impossible. Seeing the appearance of teeth inside of the woman's nose, the dentist decides to perform a thorough examination of the rest of her face and head, much to his and her horror.
You know what was sucky? You know what would have met? Hold on, I need music for a story time. You know what's sucky? I had polyps in my nose one time. And so, you know they keep you awake while doing it, right? So they basically just numb your face and your nose. And they go in there and they snip them out, man. They go way in there and you can feel it and you want to sneeze and stuff. It's really uncomfortable. And they snip them and pull them out, man. And it really hurt. And there was a lot of blood and bleeding, but they said that's normal. And that after a while, like, I'll be kind of sore for a few days. And my nose got all, like, fat and stuff. So I looked like kind of like Rudolph the reindeer or something. I had this like big ol' enlarged red nose for like a week and a half, and it was really fucking annoying. But I remember being able to breathe really good after I got those polyps out of my nose, and that was really like one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had from a doctor, because like they keep you awake. I don't think they can put you under during it. So it was really traumatizing. This is reminding me of that.
He finds small teeth beginning to erupt in her ear canals too. He warns that if they are not removed, they could.
Oh, polyps are little gross, little ball or god dang it. They're little balls of flesh that grow in your nose sometimes, and if you don't get them out, they can grow into your brain and kill you.
Cause permanent damage to her hearing. There's no doubt about it. For the sake of her well-being, the dentist must perform
So you have
the
to get them out,
strangest
or
extractions
you
of
will
his
eventually
career.
die.
The woman is given an anesthetic, and he gets to work. By the time he is finished, the dentist has
They're
pulled
basically like
36
against
teeth
the
of
nose,
varying
but
sizes
they're
and
not,
shapes from
you
her
know,
mouth,
they're easy to
nose,
treat.
and ears. It was a harrowing affair, but at least it's over. He prescribes pain medication, an antibiotic, and some time off of work.
Yeah. So
and
if you ever
advises the
have
woman
trouble
to give him a
breathing, you
call
need to
if she
check for
experiences
polyps,
anything
because
like this again.
like a lot
Neither
of people
will
get
say it
them. It's
aloud,
pretty
but
common.
they're both privately terrified that
And so
she'll
you
have
need
to
to
come
have
back
them
in
removed,
and do it
because if
all
you have
over
them,
again.
you could have
For
polyps,
the next few
and that
weeks,
might be
the woman feels
why
like
you
she's
have
back
like
to normal.
sinuses
She's a bit
and stuff,
shaken up by the
or
experience,
like
a bit
sinus
exhausted,
infections or
but otherwise
allergies.
it all seems
It's
to be
because of
resolved.
polyps sometimes,
Then
so
the
you gotta
aches
get them
start
out
up
of your
again.
nose.
Not just in her gums this time, but in her ears, in her nose, and
Ew,
more
this
terrifying
is so
of all,
rank.
in
Ew.
new places too. She can feel them, the germs of new teeth growing under the surface in between her fingers and her toes, even in her
Ew,
eyelids.
it's so yucky.
The feeling was unpleasant and distracting before, but now it is absolute agony. She can barely
Oh no,
dial the
this is so
telephone to contact
yucky.
her dentist, but she manages to call him and drag herself down to the office.
Do you think she has
At
like,
first,
you
he
know,
doesn't
like
wanna
that? Have you guys seen the movie Smile, where the lady has, or not Smile? It was called Teeth. Have you seen the horror movie called Teeth, where this lady has like a mouth in her vagina and it bites out people's dicks?
Believe it. But then he performs an X-ray. The images
I wonder
that
if
come
she's
back
like this. I wonder
turn
if she
his
has
stomach,
like a,
and he nearly
you
vomits
know,
onto
teeth
the
in her
floor.
vagina.
He can see them clear as day. Teeth, 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 growing everywhere. The woman feels that unique ache, the building pressure of something struggling to grow, ready to burst through the skin and be born.
Yeah, you go
More
to the
teeth
doctor
in her
for
mouth,
this.
and teeth in her eyes, her ears, all over her body.
No,
Even
it's
if
a
he
really,
extracts
it's a
every
really
tooth
fucked
again,
up old
even
horror
if he
movie
plucks
from
out
like
each new
2011 or
there will
something.
be more waiting to replace them. Unsure of what else to recommend, he advises the woman
It's a
to check
really
herself into the
gnarly
hospital.
horror movie.
Whatever
It's
her
a body
affliction
horror
is,
movie.
it
It's
has
pretty good
progressed
though.
beyond his capabilities. Weeks later, the woman is lying in her hospital bed, weak,
Yeah, it's not that
exhausted,
old, but it
barely
is
able to
fucked up.
move.
It's like a
Her
fucked up
skin
movie.
is dotted with teeth. Her doctors tried to perform surgery to remove some of the teeth before they could erupt, but the incisions became tiny mouths filled with even more teeth. Now,
I remember
they've
when
all
my
but
little
given
brain
up.
saw it, I was like all
She can
fucked up.
barely open her eyes to get a look at the strange figures that enter her hospital room, promising to help get to the
Dude,
bottom
this
of
is
her
fucking
condition.
me up.
They're
Whoa,
scientists,
man,
they
god
say.
damn it.
And they specialize in unusual conditions
She's
like hers.
brown bread, dude.
This
She's a
poor,
big
unfortunate
burrito,
woman
man. She's
is
gonna
considered the
GG
first
game over.
recorded patient to be infected with SCP-2450. SCP-2450 is
She's
an
so
infectious
dead,
disease,
man. She's
the
gonna
most
die,
notable
man.
symptom of
Hella
which
dead,
is the
man.
manifestation of severe hyperdontia in unusual parts of the body. The initial source of the infection has been traced to the location now known as Building 2450, a former
gonna
men's
find out when
bathroom
that
in a
Smile
company
movie
service
came
station
out.
off
I
of a
don't know
major
when it came
motorway in
out.
the United Kingdom.
That was not Smile, teeth,
It
I
is
mean.
unknown
goddamn.
exactly how the infection is transmitted, but Level 5 HAZ suits have been ineffective at containing and preventing the infection. The disease can affect a wide variety of mammalian species, including
Let's
but not
see, the
limited
movie
to
came
rodents,
out,
dogs, and humans.
Holy crap, I was a
Approximately
little bitty
23%
person.
of
Was I
mammals
supposed to be
exposed
watching
to the
that
initial
movie?
infection source area will contract SCP-2450.
I thought I was
Infection
like
can
at
also be
least like
passed
in my
through a bite,
teens or
provided the
something.
bite
I
is
was a
deep
little
enough to
bitty
draw
person,
blood.
goddamn.
Infections from bites occur at a rate of approximately 12%. The initial stage of infection is characterized by the presentation of hyperdontia in various orifices of the body. I am sorry to say that is exactly
God
what it
damn,
sounds
was
like.
I supposed to
the
watch
eruption
that?
of extra teeth in places where no
Guys, do you
teeth should
think
be.
a lot of the movies
This
I wasn't
generally
supposed to
begins
watch
in the
as a
mouth,
kid
as
are
extra
why
teeth
I'm so
sprout from
fucked
the
in the
gums,
brain?
the roof of the mouth, and the frenulum beneath the tongue.
I just want
However,
some to
as the
end it
disease
all.
progresses,
Yeah, dude,
any
I
bodily
want to
opening can become
GG
fair
too,
game,
man.
including the nostrils, the eye sockets,
I would
and
jump. I
other,
would in
even less
GTA, of
comfortable
course. In
locations.
GTA, I would jump over a
The
bridge.
size of the teeth varies depending on the size of the opening and tends to be proportional to
Like
the
a
space
tall
available.
one though, like the
Teeth
one where
produced
it's
as a
like
result of
100%, you
SCP-2450
know, game
infection
over in Grand
grow at
Theft
a rate
Auto.
approximately 12 times that of ordinary teeth and can grow from gem to full root
God
completion
damn,
over the course of a period
ew.
between 3 weeks and 9 months, depending on size. As the infection progresses,
so
more
yucky.
and more
It's so
rows
yucky.
of teeth will grow further and further back into the affected orifice. Once all natural bodily orifices have grown at least one full row of teeth, the infection will progress into its next stage. At this stage, parts of the body that form a semi-closed space, such as the spaces between the toes or the armpits, will begin to erupt
No,
teeth.
no, no.
If that wasn't horrible enough, any apertures formed on the body via external trauma, such as cuts on the skin, will become growth sites for SCP-2450 teeth.
So you're
Did you
just
just
gonna
feel a
always
shiver
have
run
teeth
down your
everywhere.
spine?
No way,
too.
man.
My own spine, not your spine, you understand.
This is like the worst
Back to the
SCP
matter
to
at
die
hand,
by.
which
God
I'm
damn.
so sorry to tell you does in fact
This
get worse.
SCP is an asshole,
You see,
man.
as the infection progresses and more teeth are growing, the calcium and other minerals required to grow these teeth have to come from somewhere. These minerals will be leached from the body's natural stores, and the process can frequently result in osteoporosis and hypocalcemia. Administering calcium and other mineral supplements to SCP-2450 patients will keep them alive, and they will continue to produce teeth indefinitely.
Guys, would you want to even stay alive for this? Goddamn.
Definitely, if this is the case. You might be wondering if the process of growing all of these teeth is especially painful. Allow me to provide absolutely no reassurance. It is. It has been described as extremely painful and similar to the teething pains experienced by young children as their regular teeth develop and grow in.
Dude, I remember
Much
my
like
baby
teething
teeth,
infants,
man.
patients will experience a strong desire to address this pain by biting or grinding the
I
affected
remember
teeth.
the first time
However,
that
as the
I
infection
put my
progresses,
that
the
I
teeth
put
will
my
begin to
teeth
erupt
behind
in
a
areas that
pillow,
are incapable
and
of
I got the
biting.
biggest money. I
In
got
these cases,
$10.
patients will often grind the teeth against
Oh,
solid
Harpy.
objects, such as the corners of walls. This activity has been highly discouraged. as
Dude,
it
but
could
yeah, I
result in
got
cuts
the
and
$10,
lacerations
man,
that
and it
may
was like the
provide a
most
breeding
money I
ground
ever got.
for even more teeth, resulting in a truly vicious cycle.
That was like when I was like 6
Incidentally,
or
this
something. I
behavior
lost
led
my
to the
final
first
baby
recorded
tooth, and I got a
instance
lot of
of
money.
SCP-2450 infection via tooth-to-blood contact.
Might have actually been like 5 or 4.
was
I don't
first
remember.
discovered by the Foundation during a routine search of medical literature.
I do remember
and
I
on
got a lot of
February
money.
19th, 2009, the Foundation classified it as an anomalous phenomenon sufficiently distinct from hyperdontia. At that point, standard information suppression policy was applied successfully, and the pattern of outbreaks was then used to trace the source to the
This is a
aforementioned service
terrifying
station.
SCP, man.
At
Holy
that
shit,
point,
man.
a series of quarantines and experimentation revealed that the men's restroom in Wing B was the specific point of origin. As far as the Foundation has been able to determine, there is nothing anomalous about the service station or that particular bathroom, aside from
God
the
damn, man.
SCP-2450
How?
infections themselves. The station was first built in 1983 and operated normally for decades. So when and how
I would
did
never
everything
want to die
change?
this way. This
By
looks
interviewing
terrible.
cleaning and security staff and reviewing years of security footage,
I love SCPs. You know what, though? I want a good crossover. I want the SCP Foundation to mix up with the Backrooms lore. I think it would be really fun.
SCP Foundation was able to tentatively pinpoint the date of origin for SCP-2450
You got 3
to
silver
July
cam
15,
teeth.
2008.
Oh, 40 bucks?
On that day, the following events were captured by security cameras located
God
in the
damn.
building.
God damn. And he
First,
lost it.
3 men in black hooded sweatshirts entered the building.
Damn, that
Hoods
sucks,
pulled up
man.
to
That's
obscure
rough.
their faces.
You know what? Let me tell you guys a story. And this annoys me to this day, alright? So you know those glass pickle jars, the really, really big ones? My grandfather gave me silver eagles. An entire big old glass jar of them, and I spent them all, dude. I didn't know that they were. I was just using them like it was just like regular silver dollars. Like I thought they were just regular dollars or whatever. So I was like, okay. And so I was like using them all the time. A whole big old jar of them. It was probably worth like, I don't know, thousands of dollars, right? God dang it, it bugs me to this day.
One of the men carried a
I
large,
wasted
seemingly
so much
empty
money,
backpack.
man.
Another held an unidentified green implement. The third man had nothing in his hands. Shortly after entering the building, the men stopped outside of the
This is
wing
because
being
I
men's
really like
bathroom and
those.
spoke amongst
Oh
themselves.
no! Don't start
No audio
kissing.
was recorded, and their lips could not be seen.
I really
so there
like
is no way
those
of knowing
spicy
exactly
pickles from
what
the
was
gas
said,
station,
but
so I
whatever
buy
it
them
was,
like
the
almost
men
every
entered
other
the bathroom
day.
a few moments later. Before shutting the door behind them, the last man examined the area,
I
looking to
still
see
like
if they were being
spicy
followed.
pickles to this day,
Seeing that
man.
they were alone, he closed the door, and the three of them disappeared. They were inside the bathroom for the next 2.5 hours. Whatever happened in that
Man, I've
bathroom is
gotten
still
so much
unknown,
trouble.
as security cameras inside
Number
of restrooms are generally
15,
frowned upon and tend not to be
twerking
installed.
chicken. The twerking chicken tries
Not
to
the
give you a
twerking chicken,
boner
no!
until your balls bust.
Guys, don't start busting your balls, alright? God dang it. I'm not a loot tuber yet.
After those 2.5 hours were up, two
No,
out of
I'll
the
never
three
be a
men
loot
exited
tuber.
the
It's not my
bathroom.
bag.
The man with the backpack and the man who was carrying the green object. The third man was not with them. The backpack now appeared to be full and a great deal heavier than it was on the way in. The two men
You're
walked
not
to the
my
main
real
entrance of
dad.
the building, at which point the one without the backpack
You know, one time
stopped
I
and reached into the top
pawned,
pocket of his hooded
oh
sweatshirt.
god, I
He
was
then
like
patted the pockets of
18.
his trousers. Whatever he was
And
looking
I didn't
for,
know the value of things, alright? I was a really dumb 18-year-old. I pawned my dad's World War II katana. When she had to buy back for
was
like
not
8
there.
grand or
He
something.
turned to head back into the building, but
So,
the other man placed
needless
a
to
hand
say,
on his
I was in
arm,
trouble
stopping
for
him.
like
The two
4
argued
months
for a
or
moment
something.
before leaving the building and getting into
And
a
just
car.
remember that they made me do all
Later
this
analysis of the
hard
license
work and
plate
stuff.
revealed it to be a stolen vehicle. They drove
Like
off
I was
toward
like
the south
constantly
and out of
having
sight.
to like pick
Subsequent attempts to
weeds
track
out
the
of the
men
garden
down
with
have
my
so
hand,
far
my
been
bare hands, no
unsuccessful.
gloves
The
allowed. It
cleaner
was
on
a
duty
lot
that
of
day
work.
later reported that one of the bathroom stalls was locked
I
for
just
an
lost my
unusually long
dog,
time.
and my brother taught
When he
me how
came
to
back and
chase
was
the
able to
the
enter
bag.
and clean the
Like,
stall, he spotted a large amount of what appeared to be white gravel on the floor and the lid of the toilet. This is now
yeah, it was my grandfather's katana, and he gave it to my dad, and I pawned it, and I got in a lot of trouble.
believed to be dental matter.
I wanted to go
Speaking
to
of
this concert
unidentified
though,
objects,
really
the
bad. I
green
didn't get to
implement
go,
from
by
the
the way.
security tapes was later discovered and identified.
I didn't get to go, and I
It is now
got
referred to as
grounded. I was a drone ass person, and I was
SCP-2450-1
still
and is
grounded.
stored in Reliquary 87B-6, Locker 12004.
I got grounded, and then I wasn't allowed to go.
SCP-2450-1 is a green plastic toothbrush of
Man,
unknown
this is the
make or
most messed up
manufacturer.
SCP I've
As you might
ever
have guessed,
read
it
about.
is no ordinary toothbrush. When a tooth is brushed with SCP-2450-1, the teeth will be worn down to the root at a rapid pace. An entire molar, including the root, can be
Goddamn.
removed with the brush in 5 minutes. In spite of this, it appears to do no damage
Big
to any other
queasy. I'm
surrounding
dead,
tissue
bro. You
such
killed
as the
that shit.
skin
Hell
or
yeah,
gums. On the back of the handle, the text, "For non-oral use only," is printed. The origins of this
Dude, I
toothbrush
still
and the
get grounded,
motivations for the
even at
men
my
that entered
age.
the bathroom stall that day are still unknown.
Like, my parents
However,
still ground
given
me
the
every once
information
in a
that we
while.
do have, I feel I can make an educated
Like, they'll
guess.
watch the streams, and
It is
they'll
my
have,
personal
like,
theory that
Japanese
the third man,
translation,
the one
and
who had
then,
never
like,
been found,
I get
was
grounded.
suffering from an advanced form of the SCP-2450
That's why I've been cursing. I'm a
infection.
grown-ass adult.
When the men attempted to treat his condition with the
I'm a
anomalous
grown-ass
toothbrush,
adult, and
he
I'm
had
still
advanced
getting
to such a
grounded.
severe state that his body was primarily made
Yeah,
up
it
of
is
teeth,
a sad,
and he
man.
crumbled
It's
apart
kinda gross,
during
man.
the process. His remains were then stuffed
Ew,
into the backpack
gross toilet,
and taken out
ew.
of the building. The debris left behind somehow infected the area, leading to the subsequent SCP-2450 infections that have occurred in the area since. I have no way to officially confirm this speculation, of course, but it seems as reasonable of a theory
But
as
the
something
excuse
can be,
they
where
use is as
anomalous
long as I
tooth-based
lived under
diseases
this
and
roof,
unusually
then I'm
powerful
under their
toothbrushes are
authority,
concerned.
and
Any
they can
patients
ground me if
afflicted
they
with
want.
SCP-2450 must be kept in Secure War Land 12 and physically restrained in order to contain
To
the
be
infection
fair, I
and
sometimes
prevent
get
any further
grounded, although
spread.
I'm an adult.
The initial source of infection is contained at the site of its discovery in Building 2450, which has been disguised as an electrical substation. Building 2450
Like, that's
is
why
kept
I'm moving
securely
out,
locked
man,
and
because I'm
surrounded by
tired
a
of getting
standard
grounded all the
substation
time.
fence.
I'm like a living incarnation of Butters if they were a VTuber and real.
Which has been covered with danger of death warning signs
Literally
in order to
Butters
deter
on the
any
internet.
civilians
Now
from
that I
approaching.
think about it, god damn
The
it.
building is kept under constant surveillance, and anyone attempting
Wait,
to
do
enter
I
the
even
premises
sound kind of
must be
like
detained
Butters now that I
and
think
thoroughly
about it?
questioned.
No, don't compare me to
The only
Butters,
method
guys.
of
Don't get
entering
any
Building
ideas. Holy
2450
shit, I
is a
just
double
gave you
door
guys
system,
ideas. Fuck.
including an isolation chamber which prevents any small mammals from entering the building. No mammals, with the exception of
Wait a minute, now that I think about it, hold on.
I said what in the butt. I said what
I said what in the butt. No, god damn it, I do sound like them.
approved
Fuck
test
you,
subjects
fuck you.
may exit the building. One member of
My
Foundation
stupid brain
personnel with
betrayed
formal
me. Now you
dentistry
guys have
training
one
must
over
be
on me.
assigned to monitor all dentistry journals and
God
affiliated
damn
news
it, brain,
sources for
you little
cases that
bitch.
might indicate an outbreak of SCP-2450. If one is detected, swift and decisive action
No,
must
no,
be
it's
taken.
already starting.
There is
What?
currently no
In the
known
butt.
cure for SCP-2450. Patients who have been infected with the disease can either be
I hate
kept
my
alive
brain
with mineral
sometimes,
supplements and produce teeth indefinitely, or they can slowly lose calcium and vital minerals over time
You like my
until their
model?
body
Thank you,
can no
thank you.
longer
I
function.
appreciate it.
Either way, they will be a prisoner of the teeth until the day that they die, confined to a terrifying, toothy existence. Though those who have already been infected are
Yeah,
somewhat
man,
doomed,
this is the worst
at
way
least
to
until a
die
cure
ever,
can be
though.
found.
Seriously.
We can take some comfort in the knowledge that
God damn, man. How
can be
could you
easily
die this
avoided.
way, man? Damn it.
Just stay away from the men's restroom in Building 2450 and try not to let anyone bite you.
Well, I don't have to worry about going into that kind of bathroom. Yucky.
At least, not hard enough to draw blood. Still, the images
It's
I
fire.
saw
Hell
while
yeah,
looking
man.
into
Thank you, dude.
SCP-2450 will haunt me for quite some time. In fact, I think I've had my fill of the topic. My gums are beginning to itch. So if you'll excuse me, I think I'll go eat some caramels and
Dude, my gums started itching too, man. This is making
forget to
me itch all
floss.
over my body.
Can't
It's
let
so
the teeth get
gross.
too comfortable. Check out the Dr. Bob Patreon and become a junior researcher today. Now go and
Hey guys, alright. That's oh dang it, I keep almost hiccuping in my own mouth. That's gonna be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's do a raid, and thank you for being here. Thank you for the new people. If you haven't followed, go ahead and hit that follow button. I really appreciate that. It really helps me. And anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's do a raid, and I think I have someone in mind already. That's they've been really kind to you guys in the past, so hopefully I can find them, and we'll be on a... Yeah, we're gonna raid Bean Kennedy, okay? Alright, let's start the raid, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, let's do it, man. Get in there, get in there. Alright, here we go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.